I think we're about to go live. All right, I think we're live. Hey everyone, welcome to Survivor What If. Today I'm Richie. I'm here today with my co-hosts.
Hello, it's me, Alex Steib. I'm back from the dead. I was sick last time. I'm sorry I wasn't able to join y'all last time, but I'm glad to be here to talk Survivor again with y'all.
Hi, it's Sam. Apparently I'm sick this time because I can't stop coughing, but I'm happy to be back, of course. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Joey, and I'm also still here.
Hey, it's Devin. Happy to join you all, talk some Survivor 50. It's been a fun season, at least up to this point, I think, for the most part.
Wait, Steib, did you just say you were dead? So are you a zombie now?
I suppose you could say that.
Well, I was going to have these sunglasses on and say that Survivor 50 is in such a bright moment. I partially had a plan set up for that, but I can't because I did not like this week's episode, and it pissed the living fuck out of me so much. So I'm going to have to try to rein it in and not go off on like 40 tangents and then end up bitching about Game Changer somehow like last time.
It always goes back to Game Changers with
How
you.
did they cast
Yeah,
aliens?
or Twin Banner.
Why? Okay, sorry.
Okay, so episode 1.
All right, so today we're
Episode
going to be
number 5.
talking about Survivor 50 episodes 5 and 6. And I think there's a lot of interesting things because he now did what pretty much everyone said they should have been doing from the start and just getting rid of multiple people in an episode, which why didn't he do that from the freaking start? Like, it feels like if they wouldn't have to worry about a 17-person merge, if they would have just gotten rid of like 2 people every episode, like they would have been down to like 13 or 12 or something by this week's episode. But you know, Jeffrey just knows everything, doesn't he?
Of course he does.
All right, let's get started with episode 5, which I know it starts off with, I think it's Vatu, I think it was the tribe name. And they're just sitting around. They're like coming back from the Mike White vote off. Ozzy is pissed. Call Ozzy Liz Wilcox because he was pissed. Too bad it wasn't a burger involved. But yeah, Ozzy's
No Applebee's, what?
what? Actually, we'll talk about Applebee's in a bit, actually. Not sponsored by Applebee's. But yeah, so we get to Vatu. Ozzy's pissed, and he kind of realizes Emily was trying to be the canary in the mine, trying to tell him, like, hey, like, this is what's about to happen. And Ozzy's just pissed off. And then Christian, I remember this fun little dynamic where Christian's starting to think like, oh, is he like, Christian's like, am I like Ozzy's new Cochran? Which I did like the flashbacks, but I'm trying to think of what else I missed in this first scene. Actually,
I mean, Can I say what we should have gotten in that first scene?
yes. Yeah, I'm
feel
so
like we-
my water, but yes.
I feel like we should have. This was right after Mike White got out, right? I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we should have got some Angelina perspective of what the hell just happened. I mean, they're best friends outside of the game, obviously, and they worked together all the way to the end in Dave vs. Goliath. So, yes, it was cool seeing Ozzy pissed off because I'm a little bit of an old school stan too, just seeing some old players come back and having those bitter moments. But at the same time, like Angelina, especially what ultimately happens with her, like we should have got her perspective, I think.
And I feel like we didn't get like really much of any content of her this season. Like it kind of pissed me off. Like we're getting more content about people shitting their pants than we were with like half the women on the cast, which is kind of like with how like big names some of the women were, like Angelina and Chrissy, for example, that we're not getting content of them, but we have to get content of Joe throwing a temper tantrum episode 2. Like I don't know. It's kind of annoying. Granted, I'm also the person who still thinks everyone should get at least one confessional every episode. But like, I still believe in that. But it's kind of
Zach Brown should get even more confessions.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Zach
Yes.
Brown should get 4 every
I
episode.
swear
He
to
should
God.
come back
Yeah, more
every
than Tiffany had a
episode
point, I
for
think.
every reward.
You see the hammer? I am laying it down, side.
Lay it down.
Laying it down, bad side, bad. Later today,
I'm just gonna keep a tally of how many times you bring that hammer out this episode. 1.
Yeah, get a hammer counter going.
I got a hammer counter.
Yeah. So I forgot where I was at. We were on Vatu, yes, but Angelina should have gotten a lot more content, and I definitely agree that we should have gotten Angelina's perspective on what was going on, especially considering the fact that like she and Mike have been like good friends for years now.
Yeah.
So I kind of just like don't understand the editor's decision making And that at least, like, it didn't have to be a big thing. It could have just been like a minute of her talking about it. Because it's like they clearly have like 30 minutes later on for Zach Brown, but they don't have they can't give up like 1 minute for Angelina at the start. Like, okay, Jeffrey.
Yeah, this goes back to what we were saying about how they didn't highlight Camilla back when Kyle got medevaced and taken out of the game. It's just, it goes back to what we were saying in the first breakdown of the first 2 episodes, where it's like the confessional counts really kind of do give away a lot of what's going to happen here, unfortunately. And yeah, Angelina was certainly entertaining and funny on her first season when she was less self-aware. And ultimately, maybe some of that humor didn't translate as well this time. But yeah, I agree. I absolutely would have loved to have seen more content from her. Yeah.
Right. I'm still listening.
Wasn't there like a whole negotiation she did in like the first episode
Yes.
that they cut out?
I think I forgot if I talked about it or not when we did our first breakdown for the first 2 episodes, but that was something that they deleted, where she literally tried to negotiate with him a different reward. And dude, Jeff Bro said it was actually a kind of a funny bit where he pretended to go along with it, and he's like, I got nothing for you. And he's like looking me on the podium. I'm like, I thought it was funny. They could have left that in. But no, we had to get like 20 minutes at this freaking beginning challenge. Like, I mean, I've always been against the earn your supplies challenge that they do in the new era, only because it takes away fun content like that we could have gotten with the Angelina thing, or like with the tri-mates at camp talking about the game, starting up the game, but we had to spend like 15-20 minutes with them potentially not earning Flint, and then another 15 minutes of them on a random island trying to not earn Flint. Like, sorry, tangent again, but yeah, let's go back to episode 5. I'm trying to find a recap for it online because Sam recommended I look into Inside Survivor for the recap. I'm trying to find.
If you look in our chat, between us, Sam did provide the links.
On
StreamYard, sorry.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I'm so dumb. we didn't need the internet to tell me I'm dumb. Let me find it. Okay, so
only for lifting up Corey, that's it.
What?
Only for lifting up Corey, that's it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So for
sorry,
those
we don't have to talk about that.
I was recently in Survivor Wisconsin, Heroes versus Villains. I always give a shout out to Survivor Wisconsin every time. My vote off episode did happen, womp womp. My funniest moment, I still think it was funny. I still think if I just had a gut instinct, I was probably going out. So I'm like, you know what? I might as well have fun with this, and just like a whole segment of me lifting up Corey. It was so funny. I loved
that.
Corey.
Was so funny.
It was so funny.
I just remember the TV, and he was so confused, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And like, it was so funny.
All right.
I'm just trying to look up other stuff.
If we're talking about what happens after Ozzy's like pissed, like not even 5 minutes later in the episode, Ozzy is not pissed.
Right. I was about to literally get for that because the recap I'm reading says like the next morning that like Ozzy's like meditating on it. He realizes he was like throwing a fit and wants to like calm the chaos within the tribe. And then he tries to apologize to Christian, but like, I mean, Christian doesn't even fully believe it. He still is like, doesn't he not fully believe it though?
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if Christian believes it or not, but Christian does react in a way that's like, okay, Ozzy's crazy.
Yes.
I mean, did he need Survivor 50 to tell us he was crazy though?
No, I mean, truth be told, no, but it's like one of those situations where you're not going to really know until you're in the game on how specifically people are going to act, especially because there's been a gap. There has been a significant gap between when Ozzy played in Game Changers and when Ozzy played as Survivor 50.
Yes.
No, I actually forgot he was in Game Changers, and I forgot Game Changers existed until you brought that up, Sam, so thank you.
I feel like you never forget that Game Changers exist.
Yeah,
No,
I'm calling Cap as well. Yeah.
I don't forget it exists.
Yeah.
I just think they should have replaced like 3 to 4 people. It's better.
the theme was just not on par with who was on the cast.
No. Well,
Simple.
Well, from what I heard, it was supposed to be an 18-person cast, and Game Changers was going to be like first boots versus jurors versus losing finalists. I think it was something like that, or like
a cool season.
It was pre-jurors versus finalists versus that's what it's going to be. And then I think they couldn't get half the winners they wanted because it has Danny Boatwright or Earl Cole, and they couldn't get either of them. I forgot why Earl couldn't come out, but Danny, I think, said she'd only come back if it was all winners, which, icon, queen, her missed. So, yeah, and then they just couldn't get Earl for whatever reason. I forgot I think it wasn't an important reason. It was a valid reason. And then Natalie bonked her head, the day before they started filming. But they had already changed the theme at that point. But, again, literally just replace Haley Ford, replace Caleb,
Sarah Dawn Thomas.
Yeah, even replace her.
I like her, but I just don't think she'll fit the theme.
Y'all aren't a fan favorite game changer, Sarah Dawn Thomas?
I am a fan.
How do you not have Cowboy on that season as a game changer coming up with the split vote?
Right?
I mean, if you're going to do game change, I know it's whatever, but he actually did.
Andrea, I've always said that I think Andrea was great to have on the season. And I'm not just saying that, right. We all love Andrea. I'm not just saying that the kiss.
Put her on every season.
Yes, bring her on every season. She should have been on over Tiffany.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, Survivor.
At least Savannah.
Yes. I literally called and I was gonna do this before too. That I was gonna go sidetracked by accident. That's on me.
Well, Ozzy was on that one at least.
He was one of the only decent choices for that season, and he got no content. But he has to get 19 confessionals at the start of the season to make up for it, right? He gets 4 to 5.
Yeah, he has a lot.
So something interesting with the vote when they come back is that Stephanie was in on it, right? And Stephanie did vote that way, but there's no heat on Stephanie from this vote.
Yeah, and she was the odd one out right after the Mike vote. Yeah, right away, right? She was
in on the Mike vote.
The one before. The one before she was out on, right? Yeah.
So I think it's interesting, especially because Stephanie has a way of playing where she's very good at playing from the bottom and working her way up to where she was the swing on that last vote. I mean, truth be told, she was the swing and she's getting 0 heat for it, which is crazy.
I also feel like she's not getting as much content as she could if she's a swing vote because it's
truth be told, I think she's pulling a Danny Boatwright with her game and just not telling the editor shit.
That would actually be ironic if she was actually. That actually would be. I'd actually think that's a little funny.
I've been pleasantly surprised with her, to be honest. I was a little, wasn't a huge fan of her, but in the previous. But I was oh, I guess she could be on. But she's been better than I thought she would be, to be honest. I know she's gone to tribal a lot, so she's had to show her cards. But I appreciate how she's been playing. Somewhat.
Yeah, she's been playing great, and we'll get into how she plays later on in episode 6 when we eventually get to that in 3 days. No,
for me, growing up, I used to be a big fan of Stephanie, and then right before 50, she had that whole freaking thing, and I was just kind of oh, Stephanie, no, oh. So it's really hard for me to watch it because then it's
I mean, this is pretty standard for any immediate after a vote out at tribal. Everybody's doing damage control, and then the next morning Ozzy's played this game 4 times and he still hasn't won. He's obviously still trying to win, and he's gonna have to learn from his mistakes of being too rash and being too emotional, and it's good to see potentially some bridges getting fixed and repaired here between Ozzy and Christian.
Right, and I do think it's good that Ozzy's finally learning the art of damage control in some aspects. It just kind of feels like it's taken him 5 times to learn the social aspects of Survivor. No shade to Ozzy, but it feels like he's literally now taking 5 times to finally learn that Survivor's about the social game and not how many fish did I catch today.
8. The answer
Ozzy is one of the main characters of the show, and I think that affects how his perception was of him and how he played his later return seasons. But now he's coming in older and wiser, and I'm still rooting for him like I did way back when. So
older, he's in his 40s. What is he? 88?
Yeah.
Compared to us.
Oh no, sorry, he's a 40 or 88. That's how old he is. Let me. Is there anything we want to talk about before we move on?
Well, I mean, there's some other content from the other tribes. We see
I was about to get
Jonathan. Yeah. We cut over to Sela, the Orange tribe, and Jonathan has a quick confessional early, and he's feeling confident about the original Kahlo Teal tribe members that are with him, that being himself, Charlie, D, and Camilla, and he's hoping that they'll be able to stick those numbers together. He's also potentially trying to reel in Rick Devins and say, no, you'll be fine, you'll be safe. But then we start to see, go ahead.
I just want to say this. I'm so happy Rick Devins is still in the game. Like, early on, I was so worried that he was going to eventually be a target and that they weren't going to swap him earlier. They're just going to keep going over and over, and eventually he was just going to get played out of the game. I am so happy Rick Devins is still in. Like, I'm so happy.
Oh, yeah, though, same.
Yeah, me too. I mean, didn't you give me a cameo of him for my birthday, Richie, once or something?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, me, Steib, and Alex did like 2 years ago. We got Devin a cameo for his birthday from Rick Devins, and he said Steib's name.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah,
because
it was from you both. Yeah,
he pronounced Steib's name as like Steib because I didn't have enough characters.
The most common mispronunciation.
I didn't have enough, even when paying an extra like $7-10, I didn't have enough characters to text him to say like, hey, like it's pronounced Steib, not Steib. So like, I just put like, I think like he'll probably realize.
You could have just called me Alex.
Right.
Well, he would have gotten confused. Did he call Alex like Alec?
Well, yeah, like you could spell them differently.
It was really funny though. Like
2 Alexes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I should have said that. Actually, that would have been so much easier.
No, I've been enjoying him.
Yeah. I love Devins. Yeah. But yeah, so like Rick Devins is still in the game, and he's trying to get Rick Devins as a number for his side. I feel like this is kind of where like the whole Serene Rizzo thing kind of start, right? Because don't they kind of start to like pair up together around this point too?
Serene and Rizzo were kind of buddying up in the last few episodes leading up to this. What we see after this Jonathan and Charlie segment, we see Rizzo talking to Dee and trying to reel her in to the alliance with Serene and potentially Camilla. And we'll get to Rizzo and Camilla later. But yeah, it's very interesting to see how Rizzo just seems to be arguably the luckiest motherfucker to ever play back-to-back seasons of Survivor, where he's able to finesse the idol in 49 all the way to final 5 because motherfuckers were too dumb to call his bluff. And he's able to ingratiate himself with just the right people here on 50. It's honestly fantastic to see. So, yeah, good for him.
And Rizzo's got an idol or two handed over to him, which clearly, despite the fact that it's a boomerang idol, I just want to say this quote just to say it because it's relevant. You don't hand the villain the idol.
Correct.
So I just want to say it so bad.
Ding!
Ding! I swear, Ben's not watching. I'm gonna be.
Have we talked at all about the Billie Eilish idols at all? Like our thoughts on it? Did you guys in the past?
Oh, the Bebby? Oh man, it's so good.
Somewhat, sort of. I don't like it because I think if you find an idol, it should be your decision on what to do with it and not have production force you to send it to someone else. And that's why when Heroes vs. Villains, when it happened, it was such an iconic thing because up to that point, no one had given one to the other tribe. But I think the autonomy should be in the hands of the players and not production forcing them to do it, which is like, I like the idea of it. If it was like a special idol, I think if it was like 1 or 2 special idols throughout the season alongside a regular one, okay. But the fact that's kind of like, at least my opinion, is that the fact that's kind of forced on there, I'm kind of like, come on, Jeffrey. Like,
I feel like it would have been better in a new person season 2 if they did that, where it's like not already like predetermined relationships. But yeah, it's. At first I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, but now it's kind of like, well, I feel like the player, like I think maybe the player that found it maybe had like an option between the two, and maybe you get rewarded higher for if you sent it or something. But yeah, I don't know why we can't just have a basic idol sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I get it on a new person season where you're trying to make stuff stand out a bit, but when we have all these players coming back that everybody's excited to see for the most part, I feel like the players just need to contradict the game. So like with my game, you know, personally, like I Like in the one we're airing right now, it's like I didn't do a ton of crazy things because I know the players are going to provide it.
Right. I just want to say, apparently, according to Jeff, we probably just can't have normal Survivor anymore because, God forbid, we just get normal Survivor. We have to have like 800 caveats to everything because that's Jeffrey for you.
Jimmy Fallon must decide Christian Hibicki's fate, Richie.
Oh my gosh, don't remind me that we still have to get that.
Still to come.
They should not have shown that since it still hasn't happened.
If it doesn't happen, I'm going to go like, the Family Guy clip of like Stewie where he like sees like what was the movie Bewitched or whatever it was, and then he like gets on a plane, he like travels all the way down, gets like a step stool and a bat. Like that's gonna be me. It'd be a pool noodle, but like actually no, I'll just bring the hammer. Sorry, I'm getting off track. Let's keep going on. But yeah, Joey, what do you think about this section here at Sela with like Jonathan trying to get Devins, and then like because I think this is also another instance of like Charlie v. Rizzo, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just, it seems like building up to, spoilers for people who haven't seen it, the tribal that they're about to go to. Right. Being like, oh yeah, we have this deal going on. And it's kind of like Rizzo and Charlie trying to get their allies, even though it's mainly Jonathan doing the work for them. But I don't know. I just think it's just fun tribe stuff. It's funny that Charlie has this little PTSD moment from his season. So I don't know. It's fun tribe stuff.
Right, and I think it is. I think it's this section right here before the challenge where Rizzo does tell Camilla, I think it's around this time. I thought it was before the challenge. Maybe it was after. I thought it was before the challenge where he tells Camilla about that he has the idol and what the twist is with the boomerang idol. Is that correct? Or is that
I think just the twist, not the actual that he has it. He just talked about the twist.
Oh, okay. I was trying to read on the recap to make sure I don't forget anything. But what else do you guys want to talk about with Sela before the challenge for episode 5?
I don't know. I feel like most of what happens with that tribe this round is kind of when they go to tribal or like leading up to it after the challenge.
Only other thing I gotta say is D being like ready for a move immediately.
Just gotta.
Like, yeah, it makes sense.
Well,
previous winner
left
needs to make some kind of waves to keep herself from getting voted out. I mean, it's the right move.
I know, like, it's a little annoying maybe that there's like only 3 winners at all picked if they have winners, but I was really excited to have her on because I think she is one of the best players of the new era. And I think what they did bringing Savannah, her, and Kyle back, and we definitely saw it with Kyle for sure, is they're trying to like make a new wave of like these new faces of the game, even though they've won like recently and the only 3 winners there. But that's why I think they got brought back, because they know they're really good and good personalities and fun to watch and good at the game. Right. I think they're trying to make them the new faces. And Kyle, I mean, he was in good control before he got out, which was cool to see. Yeah. And Savannah, I mean, I feel like if her season aired, it would have helped her a lot, honestly. Rizzo, right. I don't know if it would have helped him as much as it has for Savannah, as it has right now. But
right,
yeah, I've been loving D. Maybe not in episode 6, but we'll talk to that when we get there. But yeah, she's killing it, and she has to, like Sam said, she has to kind of be aggressive a little bit, because if she's not they're gonna take her out.
You said D's killing it for you, PJ Lavin. No, anyways, yeah, Dee's done surprisingly good, even though she's kind of been going, because like I think it was like these past like 2 episodes and even episode 4, she kept saying like, I want to work with Suri, but my friend tells me I can't work with Suri. But then we kind of see throughout this episode, even throughout this episode as well, she forms a closer bond with Suri. So I mean, for Kahlo, we get to coach. He's like talking about his social game and how he's trying to be more socially aware. And it kind of, honestly, I feel like it's kind of working well, because it literally puts him in a spot where everyone seems to want to be on good terms with him.
The Tide Walker baby.
Right, exactly, yeah. Like, I think the only big thing that happens on this tribe before the challenge is really, like, Aubrey's on the outs, but, like, it's Aubrey v. Genevieve, But Aubrey also has like an idol up her ass. So it's like, I mean, she's because she doesn't have a meaning around her neck, but she has an idol up her ass. Sorry, I had to make that quote. Anyways,
I'm starting a petition formally now to petition for Aubrey and Genevieve to make it onto the rival season of Survivor because they have been fantastic to watch clash this entire season. And we'll get to that by episode 6, by the conclusion of that rivalry. But I got to say, they ultimately do play similar games. So it makes sense that they would see each other as potential targets. And it's been very entertaining to watch both of them try to undercut each other.
I will say, I would love that for Genevieve to be in a rival season. I heard she'd only come back if they asked her for Blood versus Water, though, because she said her husband wants to play.
They should do Blood versus Water 3. They bring back Devin Pinto, too, then.
Yeah.
That would be fun as hell.
Like, literally, like, Genevieve and her husband, I know Devin from Hero Steelers Hustlers wants to come in and play with his mom. Like, there's already, like, a couple big choices. They could bring back fucking... Fuck, there were so many. It was either
Ozzy for a 6th time.
Yeah.
Suri and Jared from Big Brother.
Okay, that's 3 for the hammer.
No, I mean, was those conversations with Coach giving nicknames? Was that before the challenge or after?
No, this was right now. I was going to bring this up. I was going to bring this up.
It's before.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I got some bias towards the guy because we met him, and me and Christian were talking to him the whole freaking night at the watch party we went to, so that was like really surreal. Obviously, like, we know Coach is more of a character than player, and it's sometimes showing a little bit, but I'm proud of how he's doing with the social game. Obviously, I don't know if you've talked about this apparently Zoom alliance that he's involved in before the game.
I was want to get into that later, but yeah, I did hear about that
which I think most fans probably don't love who he's all with because they're so like loyal, whatever. But I think it's hilarious that it's like all these old school people like that are so honor and integrity, and it's just refreshing to see other perspectives of the game, whether it not be the right move or not. And him naming some people, I mean, it just I'm for Survivor. Obviously, we love the gameplay, but there's always like a huge part of me that I want the entertainment, and seeing Coach like. After getting to know him a little bit now, it's just cool to see him out there do what he does,
right?
Regardless if it's good or not, for his game, which I think it actually was him doing that.
I just want to say, I also got knighted by Coach at a watch party.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I got knighted.
And then he knighted them in that episode. I was like, oh, there's Richie.
No.
2 Ricks got knighted.
Just so that Richie can't claim that he got knighted first.
I was knighted first.
No,
technically no, but
I had an interview with Coach that he said I could put on YouTube, but I keep forgetting to put it up on the channel. So I need to do that later today. And like,
you gotta do that for sure.
Like I've been slacking with that. I've been dog sitting all week. Oh yeah. So anyways, Coach nicknames himself the Tide Walker. Then he nicknames Joe the Stone Bell, and he nicknames Colby the Oakbound Warrior. And I feel like Colby is just kind of sitting there, like, taking it in. Like, he's not fully aware of, like, Coach's antics. So he's just kind of like, okay. Which I actually
love it.
Reaction
was so funny.
It was just like such like a meh reaction, and it was just the funniest things that he just clearly did not know how to react to it. So he's just like, okay.
It's like, cool.
Joe is just like geeky now. He's like, this is so cool. Like, I got a nickname from Coach. This means everything to me. And I Coach like, okay.
When Coach told Joe like a couple episodes back, you're the reason I came to play again because of watching how you play. And I was like, come on.
Oh my God.
It's like, shut up.
Vivian, Addie, and Amelia, or like one is like very hyped up, very hyperactive, and the other one's just like, okay.
What were you gonna say, Sam?
Oh, for the Coach nicknames or whatever.
Yeah, I thought you were.
It's like, it's so just like, yeah, that's Coach, all right. When you're getting into it, and I know he's trying to evolve his game, but it feels like he's like forcing it or whatever. Like it's such like a force in a such of like. I don't know how to feel about it yet. That's the thing, because right now it's like name and title alone, where he's like, I'm a different player, and it's like, what have you done differently so far?
I would say socially he's in a better place than he was in some more like token chains. Or even
have you seen South Pacific?
He created the cult.
Have you seen South Pacific? I wrote an essay about that season.
He pissed off everyone socially in South Pacific, though. Whereas this season, everyone's seeming to at least like him enough to where they don't want to like screw him over or like, I don't know. I'm probably not making sense, but like,
it's one of those things where I feel like Coach has been in a lot of talk, but he's not really had to do anything to back it up. The only
they haven't had to go to tribal either.
The only thing he's really done to back it up at this point, when I say at this point, I mean episode 5. At this point is episode 1 where he goes to exile and he dogs Ozzy a bit.
That was awesome.
It was great. It was awesome.
Woo! Good job, Coach!
Yeah, I do feel like we're still if there's a chance if he owned his game more, like everyone knows in South Pacific, he probably would have won. So I feel like we're still in that little bit of him. Well, that's in episode 6. I'll wait for that.
I'm trying to think. I think this whole thing early on kind of just revolves around Coach mostly, but like I think like Aubrey's wanting to try to like buddy up the Coach though.
Yeah, didn't she say like, oh, he's in control here, I got to be good with him or something?
Right, which you know, good on Aubrey for realizing that like she needs to get on the outs and that she's got to work with Coach. But I mean, and this whole segment kind of revolves around Coach. So is there anything we want to quickly talk about with this section? Anything else before we get on to the rest of the episode?
I will quickly mention I did not see Coach having this easy of a path this early into this game. And ultimately that's because what was originally Sela and then what became Vatu, they were on an incredible streak of losing, and it was essentially the Christian and Emily and Ozzy show for like the first 3 episodes. And yeah, it's interesting to finally get some more Coach content, but ultimately he is playing it pretty relaxed right now. And ultimately that's fair. He's coming in experienced, older, wiser, calmer, and he's just trying to get there any way he can. I don't know if he's going to have the staying power for much more of this game, but time will tell. So
hopefully he does.
Yeah.
I'm just glad he's where he's at least for now.
I'm glad he came back.
My childhood self.
Oh.
Right, me too. Like, there's like that. My inner child is just so happy that he's still around. Like, it'd break my heart if we lose more of the old schoolers that I actually want to see there. Because I still stand by this. Where the fuck was Jerry Manthe?
Yeah, she should have been on.
She was in Milwaukee DJing. That's where
she was.
Yes, Icon Jerry, the DJ.
Shout out Jerry Manthe.
Joey, Sam, is there anything else you two want to mention? Devin, anything you three want to mention before we go on to the next part of the episode?
I think it's probably just challenge time.
Yeah, because the only other section we didn't mention was that there was an extra overnight section with Rizzo and Charlie, where Charlie was like, hey, so apparently you voted out you didn't vote for your number 1 ally in the end. And Rizzo was like, yeah. And Charlie inadvertently throws some heat onto himself by doing this at such poor timing of the night and by coming at him at such a weird angle. And yeah, then we quickly see the next morning Rizzo just going to D and going to Suri saying, yeah, I think Charlie's suspicious of me and he wants me out. We should probably try to get him out.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember this. Yeah, because wasn't there like a section where like, I think this was the section with the Boomerang Idol part, because then I remember
we mentioned it before, but we didn't fully talk about it.
Yeah, I think he mentioned it to Charlie, and then, or no, he asked Charlie something because he mentioned it to Charlie before, and Charlie said something about how he was aware of it, and then how he told some people or that someone told him, and then Rizzo talked to, I think it was D, and he's like, Charlie said this and that you knew or said this, and she's like, no, that's not at all what happened. It was something like that, I think, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's mainly just like it was before just a one-sided rivalry, but now it's Rizzo's in on is fully anti-Charlie.
As is half of Twitter.
Operation Bad Blood was coined.
Yeah.
I'm glad I haven't gone on Twitter this season.
What?
I'm glad I haven't gone on Twitter this season about Twitter 50. Just too much.
I never use X, so
Honestly, I go on to it because I just like seeing the funny stuff that comes up on there.
Yeah.
And there are like some Survivor memes that come up that are really funny, and I'll be like, LOL. But like, I'm really on it. Okay, let's go to the challenge. So now Jeffrey decides, let's only have one tribe win immunity. Which why weren't they doing this the last like 3 episodes? I can understand the premiere with how much is packed into it, only wanted to have one person go to milk out as much as you can for these players. But then to not do it for the last 3 episodes before, 2, 3, and 4, you could have gotten rid of like 6 extra players right there and at least been down to like 14, 15. However, by this point, like, but essentially it's kind of like somewhat of like a little obstacle course thing where they have to like go get a ring from the top of a thing, jump down, dig through, next person gets a ring or something, and then they have to like untie this bag, which I will say Tiffany did amazing with it. She was like whipping through that fucking bag. She's like whipping through it.
Highlight of the season for Tiffany, low key, but that's more so production's fault. Sorry.
That's kind of sad if that's the highlight of this.
That was cool.
Or that was cool she did that. Like, I just saying, if that's her only highlight so far from the season, it's kind of sad. Like, it just kind of shows the editors and their poor decision making. But anyways, the big thing though for this though is that Callow essentially wins because of Joe at the end, where he's like getting the sandbags. Because the end part of the challenge was that like you had to like I remember now. Yeah, once he got the rings back or something, you had to like use like a grappling hook, grab bags, then you untie them, then you took sandbags out of those bags, and then I just realized what I said. Then you had to throw those sandbags on top of the little windy thing. I don't know what it's called. It's like a pole with like little,
like a platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, but
it's like a plate on a stick.
I think it actually was somewhat close between Sela and Callow, whereas like Vatu was clearly just not in it. Like they were just. I think this is probably the one challenge they post swap Callow could have won, and they still did not win. But I try to think. I don't think there was a reward for this challenge, right?
It was not tribal.
Yep.
We could have had Sophie Segretti there just being all like, Jeffrey, where's the beef? Where's the red meat, Jeffrey? Where's the food?
Do you think they waited to do these like second and third place going to tribal because they just wanted it so bad to have everybody be shown early on? I think that's what I thought.
That's what I was thinking.
That
my guess is they're kind of skewing like we want to keep as many people on the screen as possible for the winner.
Which I get that, but if they're gonna do that, they should have expanded the days. If they're going to do this, because format-wise now, they have to rush through, and we even see this in episode 6, which we'll get to soon, that they have to basically rush the rest of the game, and it's just either expand the days back to 39 for this season, or
even like 33 or something.
Oh yeah, exactly. Even 30 to 33 would do them so much well. Like 33, even 30 would do them good. Like having 4 to 6 extra days could do like fucking everything for them. Even an extra week could do anything for them.
They'll
never
change
gonna
up.
Go back to it to save money. We know that.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor.
They'll change up how like the idols work with Billie Eilish and all this other nonsense, but like they won't change like all those other like sensible things. Like
I heard a rumor last year. I don't know if it's coming through true, but last summer, sometime after season 50 filmed, I heard that CBS, and this is not a spoiler for 50. This is not a 50 spoiler. It's for 51. 51, I heard that CBS was trying to force Jeff to go back to 39 days and switching up locations. I told Alex about this. I hope it's true. I hope it's true.
I bet.
I hope I probably isn't, but I'm really hoping, like for my inner Survivor fan, that it's true. But
I don't really care personally that they stay at Fiji, whatever, if it saves them money. But just at least like
change it up.
Change it up the days at least. And I get they're trying to save money. I just don't get for how this season, and you have this many players, and most ever you don't at least do like a week longer, a couple more days longer, because I do like them. There's part of me that does like that they've kept more players around earlier, just so like we can see them more, and it's just cool to see them out there. Especially that a lot of these people, it's their last time, obviously. But I feel like we still could have done a couple rounds where it's second and third place. Like it doesn't have to be the whole time, but at least like maybe the last round too, it could have been second and third going home.
Yeah.
But I still wish Jenna Lewis would not have been the first one out of the game.
Who? Yeah, that was sad. But
yeah.
Who was it between again? Her and
somehow it came down to her and Suri, which is that's the worst combination.
Yeah, that would have
sucked. Vote off, like.
Even though Suri's been on a lot, I do not want to see her go first. Sorry, Alex.
Exactly. Yeah, I was about to say you're just lazy now. Like, Alex is gonna be texting.
Nah, dude, Suri, I don't care what anyone says. She's freaking bringing it again, and it's pretty crazy.
Oh my gosh,
definitely.
She has some of the most unironic. She's like trying to be serious, but just her personality brings through, and she brings such funny confessionals.
She's great.
You can just tell that it's very much like come down to my house. Let me talk with you for a sec.
Or the next episode where I think she made a comment about her, Ozzy, and Rizzo the next episode where she's like, we're in a poly relationship, which I laughed.
Oh my God.
I like too when she said, go ahead, Steib. I think you're going to say.
Okay. Because, no, but she was funny. She was talking to all the younger people, and she was saying things like, yep, just like at home, these young kids don't listen. Yeah, she's an iconic player, of course, to never win. But yeah, she's just that loving mom presence that everybody loves to have on an island in Fiji.
So. And that's what makes her so dangerous.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Should have listened to your friend, D.
Honestly,
should have listened to Jenna in episode 1. Damn.
If Suri doesn't win, I will be really upset. Like, I feel like if it's not like Suri, Christian, or Devin's by the end of the season, it's gonna feel a little. Or actually, Chrissy, I wouldn't mind seeing win either. Like, if it's not any of those 4 or anyone else, I might be forgetting. Like, I don't know.
Didn't Suri too? I don't know if it was this episode or the one before this one. Was she's like Rizgat, like how she said it or whatever.
Oh like, she's like in Rizgat, and she's like, look, you can see the look in her face. She did not like calling him that. Like,
it's funny. It's just contagious. Like, I know a lot of people out there are like a little fatigued. She's been on so much stuff lately, but like this is where she started from. It's 50. You need, even though there's a lot of people coming back where they probably don't need to play again, you need to have those household names that like casual people want to come back. Like, yeah, do you really need to see Ozzy on? Probably not. Yeah. But casual fans know who he is, and he honestly, surprisingly, has been bringing it. Partially because they keep losing, so we have to see so much of him. But he is finally changing some things up. It took him long enough, but obviously we could have seen Malcolm instead of him, in my opinion. But
actually, that I've been saying for ages. I love that you said that because I've been saying that for so fucking long. Because since his last time on Game Changers,
he got totally fucked.
Yeah, he got fucked over.
Pardon my French.
Like, I always say that on here. He got fucked in Game Changers because. I can't even blame a twist. It was literally like Sierra played the idol, right? So I can't even be that mad about it. But it's like, I wanted Malcolm to stay longer.
Oh, well,
hashtag Freeberg.
Freebird. Let's play the song now. One of my lights fell. But yeah, is there anything we want to say about pre-challenge content or the immunity challenge in episode 5 before we move on?
I think it's probably time to move on.
Let's keep going. Keep it going.
All right. So at Sela, Rizzo is happy that they lost because, he wants to make a move now. He pretty much has good bonds with Suri and D. So he pretty much thinks he's like, just got to get Camilla on board and then it works. Oh, here it is. Actually, here's what I was talking about before. Now he tells her about, I think this might have been where he finally tells her about the Billie Eilish idol stuff. And then he starts lying to her saying that Kyle begged him to work with Camilla as he was being evacuated. And she basically starts to see right through this. And she's like, that's very interesting that you knew each other for 2 days, but somehow he's begging you to work with me.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm trying to think. I'm just going to say everything, and then we can talk about the entirety of Sela before Tribal. Colby... Oh yeah, it's an immunity challenge. Yeah, let me look. I'm trying to find it. Here we go. Yeah, but she tells Rizzo what Rizzo obviously is gonna want to hear. At the same time, like Charlie is assuming he's got the numbers. So like Rizzo and Charlie both kind of assume they got the numbers essentially, and like he's trying to pull Camilla aside and tell him about the idol twist too with the Billie Eilish idol. But the thing is the fact that it's like Rizzo basically already got it first. And you kind of see it on Camilla. She's like, okay, why are you telling me this now when he already told me before? Which I kind of think both of them should have told Camilla earlier if they really wanted her But like Rizzo, I think, tells Suri about the idol stuff, and then she tells him about her extra vote from Ozzy. But yeah, and then Rizzo kind of just, I think a lot of it's just Rizzo bragging that he has, I don't know, that he's just kind of like, oh, I'm like such a great player. I don't know, but like Camilla's kind of weighing her options. I think that's mostly what happens on Sela before Tribal.
Yeah, well, it pretty much just kind of came down to what Camilla wants to do, right? Or at least that's what they were showing us.
Camilla.
Yeah.
I'm talking a water.
But yeah, what didn't that was all? I think you kind of said it, but when Rizzo told Camilla about like his situation with the idol, and then Charlie then like did the same thing, kind of explained it to her, and she acted like she didn't know what he was talking about, or just to like see who's gonna tell him first. And yeah, I mean, it pretty much from what they showed us, it looks like it's coming down to what Camilla wants to do. So yeah, and yeah, it seemed kind of, in my opinion, it seemed a little predictable what was going to happen just based on like this edit we've been getting leading up to this. But yeah,
I agree with that. Sam, Joey, Steib, what do you guys think about this?
I mean, it's nice that Camilla's finally getting something. Only took him like 5 episodes, but hey, we got something from Camilla.
I do want to say this quickly too before I move it on to you guys again. Charlie, both times he played, didn't go to Tribal until episode 5. Interesting stat I just like realized the other day. So you guys can continue. I just wanted to say that because my office was like, I need to say that.
I mean, yeah, it's nice. Like Camilla finds herself like pretty much going either way, but like we know that she's like she's close with D. So like, they're like trying to make it seem like, oh, she could go either way when it was pretty obvious that she was just gonna go wherever D goes, just because like they're buddy. But I don't know. It was very nice to see because for a casual person who probably doesn't know a lot of this stuff and just based on the episode, it's very much like she could go either way. When in reality, it was like, yeah, Charlie's a goner.
Yeah, I will say there's something else I want to mention is that when you look at how Camilla's talking to Rizzo versus to Charlie, you can tell instantly where she's going with the vote. That's the thing. Like her just expression says it all. When she's talking to Rizzo, you can see her like lighting up and actually looking happy. When she's talking to Charlie, she just looks pissed. Like
yeah, and I think that all really just comes down to just Rizzo beating Charlie to the punch with Camilla here. And yeah, Camilla's feeling pretty good about sticking with D and Suri and getting Charlie out here. And ultimately, like any somewhat blindside in Survivor, ultimately Camilla should be thinking about potential ramifications of potential other tribe mates who would survive this and potentially how they could feel about this blindside. That's all I'll say.
I think there's definitely a lot of great aspects to this whole thing, like with Sela before Tribal as a whole, because for most of this tribe, it literally is their first time going to Tribal, except for Suri and Devin's. But for everyone else, this is like their first time. So they're just trying to navigate this and figure out what to do this season with it. I mean, not just with pregame relationships, but with like all the side stuff, people going left and right. And it's just, again, it does very clearly come down to it's going to be Rizzo or Charlie, which, again, I do think Operation Bad Blood is funny, but like, it all comes down to Queen Camilla. Does anyone else have anything they want to say before we move on to the next party episode? All right, we'll move on then. So we go to Vatu, and it's pretty obvious it's Angelina. Like, she has really no one there anymore. I mean, she's clearly on the bottom. So they decide to tell Angelina, because they had this whole thing where they grouped together and like, who do we tell to Angelina? And then Seth is just like, tell her it's me at one point. But they want to blindside her 4-1. But it's like, why, when Angelina is very clearly on the bottom, like, it's not a blindside if she knows it's likely her. But, I mean, basically Ozzy's wanting revenge, basically. So he's really not 100% sure on Christian, but he's basically asked Christian to give his shot in the dark to him, which I'm so surprised it hasn't been talked about more, because it doesn't really come into play until these last 2 episodes since like a while. But he wants like Christian to give him a shot in the dark as a token of loyalty. And honestly, that's something that very much to me. If someone asked me that, I'd be like immediately like thrown off, like alarm bells ringing. I'm like, why would you want to do that and push for loyalty? Because it's like, if I'm the one offering it up, I'd be like, okay. But if someone's like saying like, you need to do this to prove your loyalty to me, I'd be like, that's a red flag. Because how do I know you're not just going to try to like stab me in the back and slit my throat open? Like, I mean, what else happens on Kahlo before we start getting into it? And then
I mean, just didn't no, never mind. Yeah, it's just like Christian's kind of complaining about Ozzy, right? Just being a baby, apparently, because he's still mad about the vote, which I get Christian's perspective, but I also do like that. Like, I always feel like what we're missing nowadays in Survivor is a little bit more bitterness. I do like that in some avenue. I get it. I mean, Ozzy has a right to be kind of pissed about it, them leaving him out. But at the same time, he's like, yeah, we didn't tell you because you would have told Mike that we were going for him. And he's like, yeah, I would have. So it's like, okay, you got to reason a little bit why they didn't tell you then. So I honestly, like, if that's what you have to do to give Ozzy's word, I mean, I think it's worth the shot, to be honest. Like, if, you know, I didn't really feel like Christian was in danger going home at all, to be honest. So.
Well, the only other thing that happens, which I do want to say, that is something with Ozzy, that, like, if you get his loyalty, he's likely not going to turn on you, I think, unless it, like, you go, I think he's, like, the type of player where you have the gun for him first for him to really want to go for you, or you have to really piss him off. Because even though he's called Oscar to arrogant, there's a reason why a lot of people would still paint him as a hero if he was on Heroes vs. Villains. Like, he's not going to really, like, stab people in the back as much as someone like a Boston Rob or a Russell Hands with his Russell seeds and everything. But Christian, I think Christian does eventually do this, right? Yeah, he does eventually do this. And then now Ozzy starts talking to Emily to pitch a Christian blindside, and he wants to bring in the woman as loyal allies, but Emily immediately leaks this to Christian, as she's been doing all season, just sowing chaos, telling everyone everything, which I think is so funny. But yeah, because then after this, Christian decides to give Ozzy his shot in the dark when Emily tells Christian, like, hey, like, Ozzy's trying to make a blindside on you. And then they kind of leave it like open-ended before tribal, whether Ozzy's gonna go through with the move and snipe out Christian, or whether he's gonna just go take out Angelina. Which I do want to say, I saw this funny thing on Twitter the other day where someone literally jokingly claimed that if Japan had told Emily about certain world events in World War II, that like it wouldn't have happened because Emily would have just told the U.S. immediately. And there's this whole like thing with it, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like people were just, and then he just keeps saying that, like, "Can you keep a secret?" And it's a picture of like Emily flipping, and I'm just like, there are so many funny memes of Emily. That's one of the only reasons like on Twitter anymore is because of like Survivor memes, and it is the funniest thing ever. Like, I sent him to the Survivor Wisconsin Discord, and it is the funniest thing ever.
The content this season from Emily and plenty of other players is very funny, yes. And ultimately, here at Vatu, it's a crossroads for ultimately Ozzy, because it's a very important decision. He could potentially screw Christian here, potentially walk away with an extra shot in the dark, but then potentially, you know, walk away with some enemies. Or he could just go along with everybody else and just get Angelina out, no problem. And I'll be honest, I thought there was a chance Ozzy could have went back on Christian and taken him out, but I don't know. What do y'all think?
I mean, it kind of felt like to me the entire time, I kind of literally said, like, it's probably Angelina, because it's like, why would they, like, she's really gotten no content, and then she got a mini spike in the episode, and Survivor has a habit of doing this, where they just they have a habit of doing this where like they don't show someone for like 5-6 episodes, and then all of a sudden they get like a big spike of visibility, and of course it's on their boot episode. It's something that people call.
It's how you know they're going home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just they kind of made it so obvious.
They do the same thing with the challenge too. Like they won't show like someone, and then just like instantly they'll have like a scene with like them talking to their loved ones, and you're just like at that point like, yeah, they're going this episode.
Well, granted, I know some seasons of the challenge have up to like 30 to 40 players. Some season, like I know, like I think the season they did like 2 years ago had like 40 players.
Yeah.
So like all of that in an hour is a lot harder to give everyone content, and I kind of understand that. But at the same time, it's like to not give at least one confessional to all these players in every episode, like, and then suddenly like it just kind of makes it very much more obvious, like when they do get increased visibility, they are going home, which does kind of like I don't know. I kind of worried about Angelina a little bit. I think I did think she was going to make it a little further, but like, I mean, Angelina is just such a character, and it's kind of a shame we really got nothing of her, and that they cut out so much shit. Like, I mean, I don't think I needed to hear people shitting their pants, but I mean, I would have rather heard Angelina's auction thing or negotiation.
Yeah, did she?
Yep, and we.
Go ahead, Steib.
No, I don't mean to cut you off, Devin,
good.
if you got something to say, but yeah, no, I just mean to say like, yeah, like this is a pretty pivotal moment in the stage of the game. What do you have to say, Devin?
Yeah, I was just gonna add, I don't know if she's that different that they just like don't find her as entertaining in production, or if she was literally not giving anything, or if she pissed somebody off, because I'm personally not like the biggest Angelina fan. Like I thought she was hilarious on David vs. Goliath. She was like a good mix in such a great season, probably one of the best newbie seasons ever.
Right.
So like I'm not like a huge Angelina stan, but like I understand why everybody loves her, and everybody was like, probably a majority of the fans were really pumped to see her. And it's like, no matter if she is a different person now and she's more mature and grew up a bit and has kids and married, you got to give us what we want. I mean, you have to show the auction thing. I mean, that's funnier if, like you said, Richie, if Jeff was funny in it and you actually thought it was funny, we know that's 10 times better than the impressions that we got in this episode, I believe, right?
If he does one more impression, I'm going to go again. I'm going to do the Stewie thing from Family Guy and just go up, buy like a little step stool, ring his doorbell. That's not funny.
I think the impressions were at least somewhat funny, I thought, but it was a million times better than the rap, which we were all at the watch party.
Oh my gosh, that was so creepy. Like, did you see the Q interview? Oh my alarm.
Gosh, I love Q.
Yeah, where Q has that interview, and he's all like, "Oh, it was worse on the island," and I just remember sitting there laughing my ass off because I'm like, "Of course it was worse. Of course it was worse on the island," and just. Again, like Stewie Griffin, go up to Jeff Probst and be like, "It's not funny, Jeff. That's not funny."
We should really move on to Double Tribal now.
Yes.
Yeah. Joe, were you about to say something?
No.
Oh, okay. No, you're good. I just want to make sure we didn't have anything else to say before we went to Tribal for episode 5.
Well, you guys pretty much said everything.
All right, so we get to Tribal Council. I mean, Vatu's is aired out first. I thought I heard a rumor that Sila's was actually done first, and then it was Vatu's, but I think they air it with Vatu first, I think, right? And then it's Charlie's. But Vatu, Angelina goes out pretty much unanimously. And I think she made a joke about like giving her jacket to them on her way out, I think.
She gave them her jacket.
Yeah.
She gave them her like, jacket. The story's complete.
Love that for her.
Angelina pretty much goes out unanimously, and then Sila's Tribal. Charlie's blindsided in a 4-3 vote, and I mean Rizzo's like quoting Taylor Swift as he votes him off, and then you can really see Charlie's just like devastated on his way out. Like you can just see like he's just. I think he quotes Taylor Swift. I think he's like teardrops on his guitar on his way out. And I kind of feel bad for him. It's like, you could just literally see, like, Charlie is just devastated. Like, he's just broke. Like, I thought, like, oh my, it was so painful to watch him. Like, I don't know. What did you guys think of these two vote-offs before we go on to episode 6?
I mean, I was excited to see Charlie back. I really liked him when he first time playing around. I knew pretty much seeing this guy that he was dead upon arrival. But I wish we would have seen more of him besides his main thing being, oh, this Rizzo guy, he's giving me my PTSD. He can't be back. But it's not.
Botox. He's pissed.
I know, and I feel like he has the right to be. But I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, Angelina was someone who was like, oh, she's so fun, but I didn't need to see her back because objectively she didn't play well the first time around.
Who?
Angelina.
Well, Angelina's a character though. Angelina's iconic.
She is, but like I feel like she was. I don't know. If she wasn't on this season, I would have been fine with it. I'm not the biggest Angelina fan.
That's how I feel too, Joey.
I feel like the only woman I really questioned, the only two women I questioned if they should have been on were Tiffany. Aubrey and Tiffany.
But like Aubrey was a last minute replacement.
That is true. That's why I give her
Amanda dropped off. Like,
well, because she didn't want to compete with Ozzy because that's her ex-boyfriend. She's married with kids now. She obviously was a little uncomfortable with it. But then production's like, I heard
that would have been sick seeing her play again. That would have been awesome.
Right. Like, I mean, again, no shade to Ozzy. I would have rather seen Amanda since she hasn't played. Or Ozzy's played like twice since Heroes vs. Villains. Amanda hasn't played once since that season. Like, I'd rather would have seen Amanda.
And she's like so like no one knows what she's up to. Like she's super private, so it would have been really cool. What's up, Cody?
Yeah. Hi, Cody.
Hello.
Icon Cody.
What up, Cody?
But yeah, I mean that's my opinion on the two boots. Like, wish I would have seen more of Charlie. Just like the game that he like played last time. Angelina kind of didn't bring much, so.
Well, the editor, she did bring something, but then the editors didn't show it.
Yeah. So that's just my opinion on these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was sad to see Charlie go. I am surprisingly, which I didn't think I'd say this a year ago, but I am definitely more of a Rizzo fan than Charlie, so I was rooting for Rizzo to stay personally.
Oh, 100%.
I think that Taylor Swift sticks are getting a little old for me. I know there's more to him than that, and I hate that that's all they focus on. And again, like I think you guys said too, that all they were focusing on was, oh, like he's so pissed about that Rizzo said he didn't vote for his number one ally, like that it keeps haunting him. It's like, and I watched some of Charlie's like post game interviews, and it's like, yeah, there was more than that going on. I know they can only focus on so much with such a large cast, so yeah, he had a really tough task because he played so well, and he was, I think, probably one of the closest to winning that was on this cast, if I believe right. So, like that who didn't win. So I was excited to see him, but yeah, like Joey said, I think he was pretty much killed on arrival, as Dan said in Second Chance. But yeah,
it feels like Charlie's the new era equivalent of Dominic Abate.
Dom should be on the season 2.
Yeah, he should have. I've been saying it, like Dominic Abate,
closest ever win.
Caroline Weiger, T-Burr, Natalie Bolton,
Jesse.
Sean Rector, like, I think I said Jesse. Did I not? If I didn't, then yes, Jesse. Thank you. I'm glad you like our videos.
It's awesome.
Sorry, I'm like ADHD right now, but like, yeah, no, like literally. Okay, I had something else to say about Charlie, but I'll pass it on to the rest of y'all to say some stuff before we move on.
I'm not gonna beat the dead horse because we're already going an hour on episode 5, but ultimately Angelina is a fantastic character, and I'm excited that she was able to come back, and it's unfortunate that she was unable to get more screen time. And ultimately, as somebody who took a break from watching the show from like primarily 42 to like 48, I didn't watch Charlie's first season in 46. And I did watch summary videos going back on YouTube explaining like how he did and how he got to second place and how he came so close. And it is an unfortunate edit here for Charlie. But again, it's much like a lot of these other new era players coming back. They're coming back way too soon. They're dead on arrival. And I guess for Charlie Davis, when it comes to winning Survivor, that's only attainable in his wildest dreams. Thank you, everyone.
Nice.
I literally
there goes Joey.
It's like I've said over and over that, like, I think it's like, again, if they were going to have half new era, half pre-new era, they should have just been better at picking which new era came back. Because again, Jesse, Carolyn, Sean, like Marianne, Andy. It's like
I feel like, and not to get too much into it, but I feel like I don't. It's not like Tiffany's like not entertaining or a bad player. I feel like she would have been better served to be on like a new era second chance, and that's why I feel like all these new eras that played. I think there's a couple like Genevieve, even like I would have probably not had winners, but like I said before, I get why D, Kyle, and Savannah are on. With Genevieve, Rizzo, we're bringing it for sure. Say, I think would be better for a second chance too. Actually, to be honest, I think
if she was on 50, I would have laughed so hard just because Say would just stir the pot, and I would have been there for it.
I'm cool with her. I'm excited to have her come back. I just feel like there's a lot of people you could have on a second chance that would just serve better. In my opinion, I would have done like 16 old anybody before 40 and then like 8 40 people. I think that would or post 40, because then you could really I feel like that really would develop more. And I know some people weren't excited about Jonathan and Joe coming back. I totally understand it. They're boring players.
Oh yeah.
But I'm glad they're back because they are kind of the merger between the old and new school era because they play old era. So I think and everybody like the casual fan, like parents and stuff that watch that love Joe and Jonathan. So like you got to think of people like that too, even if you don't love their gameplay.
I think I know what that feels like to be the bridge between old and new.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
That
bridge broke quick.
Sam, is there anything you wanted to say?
I mean, here's my thing. I think Charlie is a lock to come back again at some point.
Yeah.
I think
with production.
He got pretty shafted on this outing. I feel like the producers love him. I think he is going to be, if he wants it, of course, invited back.
I heard a whistling too. I thought someone was trying to make a joke with that.
No, I know exactly what's going on.
Okay, let's get to episode 6. So episode 6 starts off. There's really nothing on Vatu because it's just they're like, okay, like it was unanimous, but Vatu, Jonathan called Jonathan's call him Liz Wilcox because he is pissed. It's not like pissed, but like you can tell he's kind of annoyed because he was really blindsided for the first time ever. And it comes from Rizgod, which, by the way, I will say for Charlie, I kind of felt like I saw it coming from like episodes away, like especially when he had that talent show segment a few episodes ago. And it's like Charlie, they were making it look like Charlie's like, oh, I should win, right? I should win. They're like, no, we're siding with Rizzo. And Charlie's just so pissed off. So, like, I don't know.
It was a really good Mickey Mouse impression, okay?
But yeah, so Dee's trying to like placate Jonathan, trying to do damage control so that she's not leaving Jonathan to die because they really need each other. And then I think it's right after this whole conversation that they decide that they're merged with 7 people on Batu Beach. Which, first off, I kind of feel bad for someone like fucking someone who's been there. Actually, is there anyone that's actually been on Vatu since the very beginning that's still there? Or is it all new people? Oh, Stephanie.
Steph.
I kind of feel bad for Stephanie because to not even get to like leave the island, not you're on that much. Like, I would just think to myself, if I'm on the same island and don't swap at least once to get a new site, I'd be a little pissed off.
I wish they went to the camp. I believe it's the one like Coach was at from the start. That one that looked really cool, like done. Again, like I get why they didn't show up, but that looked like that was pretty damn cool done. Like how they did that looked pretty comfortable for how it normally is. I guess I'm just an old school stan. Sometimes I like seeing some of that stuff a little bit mixed in, but especially at 50. But I digress.
Right. Oh, actually, there's one other thing that I forgot to mention before they go over to Vatu Beach. Before everyone gets there, Ozzy goes out. He tries to mend fences with Emily, tells her about his idol, and I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think she's going to tell people about his idol? What do you guys think? I certainly don't think that she would tell people about his idol, right?
Why would she tell any secrets about to anyone ever?
Yeah, she doesn't tell any secrets about anyone, guys.
Yeah.
I can trust Emily. Let's tell her some secrets.
I feel like at that point everyone already knows. So.
I'm trying to think of what else. He gives Christian back a shot in the dark, and they're ready to lock in and play with each other. But yeah, then they merge. Christian and Rick are happy to see each other. Rizzo seeing Colby, which I forgot to mention last episode, that Colby did actually say something about his foot, like an injury with his foot.
I actually read up on that. And
Sorry, you go first.
Sorry. I mean, slight spoilers for the boot, but if you're watching this, what are you doing? He like tore his ligament in his foot, and initially they were going to medevac him that night.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
Then Colby was like, "Nah, I'm going home anyways. Just let me go home."
Right.
Like essentially, like so. Given time,
was right.
He would have been kicked anyways, but just I don't know. I think I much prefer him getting voted out than having to have another medevac.
That's true.
Yeah. When they showed that, I did not feel good about that. When they told us that, randomly.
Right, and when Colby said in episode 5, I'm like, he's either about to be medevaced or this is going to be why he gets voted out. Like, I'm trying to think. But other pre-challenge stuff, essentially it's Genevieve versus Aubrey. Cirie tells Genevieve about Aubrey's idol. And then pretty much everyone starts figuring out and starts hearing that Aubrey has an idol. So that now Aubrey knows, and everyone knows by now. She can't surprise anyone with it. But Genevieve's trying to build new connections. She tells Ozzy about the origins of his boomerang idol. She refuses to tell anyone about where that Rizzo's idol came from her. And everyone kind of finds out that they know that idols are public knowledge. They kind of know who has what idols and everything. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's really not that much of a secret for who has what idols, but yeah, I'm trying to think of everything before the twist, and then we can talk about it.
I'd say just go to the twist.
Ultimately, this is just uncharted territory because, we have 17 survivors together all in one beach, and this is absolutely chaos to the, infinite degree because everybody is, spewing information with each other left and right, and everybody knows everything about idols or about this and that, and it's hilarious, but it's fun to watch, honestly.
I literally just found the part that we were joking about before, because the next segment is basically about Cirie and how she's trying to lay down the laws of the island, and she's talking about old school versus new school mindset, which I really like this part, highlighting the differences between them. But she also doesn't want to only narrow her mindset to only old school mindsets, and she's trying to embrace the new school of everything as well. And then she even talks about her relationship and bonds and alliances with Ozzy and Rizzo. And even that's just one she jokingly calls it a poly relationship, which I still think that is so funny. She called it that.
We love gay marriages.
I love gay marriage. Yes.
Game.
G-A-M-E. Oh, game. I thought you said gay marriage.
What did you think I say, mister? No, it is a very sweet relationship between Cirie and Rizzo. So I love seeing them together. Yeah, it's a very interesting pairing. And yeah, I didn't think it would work initially, but it's good to see.
I think Jonathan tries to make an alliance too with Aubrey D, Camilla, and women that you never expect, that people wouldn't expect muscle men to team up with. Especially with and I definitely would say I wouldn't have expected Jonathan to do that coming into the game, because Jonathan's very much been the American Dad, low integrity. That's how I've kind of seen him lumped with that group. So the fact that Jonathan is doing pretty well and actually try to good for him. I didn't expect it, so good for him. What do we think of everything before the twist comes up? Before we move on to the twist itself, is there anything we haven't talked about yet?
Which twist are you talking about? Are you talking about
what he did before in the jungle?
Okay. No, not really. Yes, Jonathan took it very well, which is very ironic with what we got seen coming up for the next episode. But I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, you have 17 people. Everything is going to get leaked. It's very funny. The one thing wasn't leaked was Rizzo's idol, which got leaked so hard in 49. So it just almost feels like he deserves to have like a secret idol for once. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if we mentioned it, but Rizzo pretty much clocked that it was Genevieve who gave him the idol, but Genevieve's still like denying it.
Oh yes.
So like, I mean, that would have been a cool thing to have play out if only, things didn't happen. But I still think it was a fun. I personally like having all these people just like seeing just chaos spread. It was very enjoyable to watch.
Is there anything else you want to say about everything before this first jungle twist, or do you guys want me to just talk about the twist?
I talk about the twist at this point.
Alrighty, so they're giving tree mail, and they're like, oh hey, there's a twist in the jungle. It's lurking in there, and you have to find it. Whoever finds it first gets it. And you get these funny segments of like people climbing up on random things and like sprinting around. And I do want to say, I think it's kind of an advantage for someone like an Aubrey, who's literally played like twice in Fiji up to this point, who kind of has a lot of experience versus people who literally have never been to Fiji even once playing this game. But, and you literally see Rizzo just being like, oh, I don't care. I don't want to find it. And then he just walks right fucking past it. And I'm like, holy shit, Rizzo, are you kidding me? Like, but then essentially Ozzy finds it. And it's basically saying that he has to go to Exile Island. And he has to choose someone to go with him. And he decides to choose Rizzo. And yeah, because they're basically taking her for the next day away from the game with Exile Island. And I am happy that Exile Island's back in the game. And I get time-wise where they're not doing Exile Island more often, but it's kind of like, it feels like it's barely there for Exile Island. Like, I kind of wish if they're going to bring back Exile Island as a twist, that it's how it used to be, where it's like every round or every other round, it's like someone has to go to Exile Island. But yeah, Ozzy and Rizzo go to Exile Island.
Rizzo walking past the advantage just to end up going anyway just further proves my point. He's the luckiest motherfucker to play back-to-back seasons, at least at this stage in the game, based on everything we've seen.
Luckier than muscle hands.
And as we'll get to as we discuss this episode a little more, this Exile twist is actually a very good twist to end up getting.
I do like when Ozzy finds it, he like, I forget his exact words, but I think he's like, no matter what it is, it can't be worse than Exile Island. And it immediately cuts in bringing like, you are going to Exile Island. and him just being like, what kind of twist is this?
Little did he know.
Oh yeah.
Well, literally, like, the fact that it's Exile Island 2, and I think we'll definitely talk about Exile Island later on, because we talk about it, but I've seen so many funny memes about people talking about, like, Exile Island and, like, the conversations that people thought would have happened on there. I just remember this really funny meme where it's, like, a picture of Rizzo on Exile Island looking at Ozzy on Exile Island, and he's like, so, you don't talk to Amanda anymore, right?
Yeah, I saw that meme too. That was pretty funny. I also saw a clip on Instagram of Rizzo and Ozzy on stage with somebody else that probably had a watch party.
Yeah,
and, they were briefly talking about their experience on Exile and about how Ozzy was, his typical Ozzy self, the provider, the shelter builder and such. And Rizzo was just sitting there like a happy little princess or something. He said something along the lines of being a pretty little princess in Ozzy's castle or something. So it sounds like they had a great time on Exile.
If that's not a happy gay relationship on Survivor right there, I don't know what is. Is there anything else we want to talk about with this first twist before we go on to the next one?
Sam, you're muted.
You're muted,
Sam. You're muted.
I didn't realize that. All right. No, I mean, it makes sense why they have to do this just for what they're planning going forward. So, yeah. I mean, there's really not much else to it except, hey, you're going to Exile. So, But I think the way they chose to do it was probably the right way. Just give everyone kind of a shot at it. And then...
If they had to go at it the right way.
I don't know. I think the only other way they could have done it was just a rock draw, which essentially is, I feel like, is worse than like having them do this, because then it's luck versus can you just find disadvantage?
Yeah.
Which in itself is just luck. But
I mean, Rizzo has luck.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited. Like 17 is a huge merge, but given like it's a big season, I was like, oh, this will be kind of cool. But obviously, we'll get to that aspect of it. Yeah, I don't know if I would have done Redemption Island here in general, but how they did it, I think, was fine. I think it's better than a rock draw, just because, like you said, you kind of have to earn it at least.
Yeah.
So right, I definitely agree with it. Like, if it had to be a right way to do this bad twist, I guess this was the right way to do it. Because I am just gonna get into it right now with it. That we do have 15 people left on the beach with 16 and 17 on Exile Island. They go to the challenge, and then it's the Blood Moon twist. It's the Blood Moon, guys. But Jeff hams it up. Blood Moon, it's like big thing. We have to fight the forces.
The entire world must stop and watch the blood.
And then it literally is just a basic thing. They're trying to do a split tribal twist, a borderline Earn the Merge-esque split tribal twist. It's basically split tribal, but with 3 groups instead of 2.
That's a 3-tribe split tribal. That's literally what it is.
Yes. It literally is, which is like, why didn't they just do a triple tribal this episode and keep the same tribes?
Yeah.
They didn't need to swap them. Like, it would have been so much better if they just kept the same tribes, didn't merge them, did a triple tribal, then merge them next episode. It would have been better. But like, I don't know what goes through some of their minds, because it feels like if the fans can decide better game mechanics in a production, that's kind of worrisome if it gets to that point with Survivor.
The problem I have with this twist is that, and with many of the twists that actual Survivor does, is that they don't think about the consequences of someone just getting screwed by it.
Exactly.
By a twist. And that is like the worst thing to watch, is that someone gets screwed, not because of their bad gameplay, not because of the way they're put into a situation, but because they are just outnumbered and screwed the moment they get there.
Yeah. I will say, going off the topic of if they were to do a triple tribal, I still think one person goes. I still think Genevieve's gone. I don't think she was making it past one tribal there.
Yeah.
I don't think the other 2 go. I don't know who would go on each tribe. That's the issue.
Right. My thought on the twist is, I get what they're trying to do. I just think there's better ways around it. It's like, why don't we just stay in our tribes one more round and everybody has to vote somebody off? Exactly. Well, yeah, it sucks that tribe's down to 4 people. It's like, well, oh well. Because essentially it's just another tribe swap pretty much. Yeah. I also, honestly, just me being open to seeing something different. This might sound crazy, but I almost would be open to them, all 17 going to tribal. Maybe 3 of them have immunity. And they honestly, they do 3 rounds in a row at tribal. But each round, maybe they do something like a quick challenge or something to change up the immunity at least. Even that I think would have been different. I know it's a lot of numbers. It would maybe be almost too much to watch, but I just feel like it gives everybody more of a fair chance somewhat. Instead of just randomly putting them in groups again, it's like, okay, if you're gonna do that, why are we even merging then? It's just
exactly.
It's frustrating, and people I really liked got screwed in this episode, which I was really pissed. And someone I really, really like almost did too, from at least what it showed. And I'm just like, all this stuff that's been being built on these other tribes could have been put to the test if you just kept them with their tribes, in my opinion. And just honestly just had everybody, this is what I would have done. Honestly, I would just had all 3 of them still do that challenge. I love the challenge. It's a great classic challenge. And maybe one person safe even from each tribe. And then all 3 still have to go to tribal and vote somebody off. Yeah, it sucks that one tribe has 4 people left, but you kept losing. I don't know what to tell you.
That's your fault. Honestly,
exactly.
That's fine. There's literally no problem with doing that.
Yeah.
I don't get
sucks to suck, but like that's on them, not on anyone else. Like
I think 4's the smallest I'd go with someone going to tribal anyways. I think in my opinion like 3 is almost too little. 4 is already small enough, but I think given the circumstances I would be like, well, sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Or just have second and third place go to tribal again, and then you go to a merge of 15 people too. I mean,
at least it's not like the one tribe from 49 last season that just like by like day 6 they were down to like 2 people.
Right, and that's where you have to in my opinion, once the tribe gets down to like 3, you have to like make an exception and maybe change stuff up. But I know the game's so scary and dangerous when it's smaller numbers on a tribe.
It's so dangerous. Well, the thing, and I always get mad when Jeff does this too, is when when they have everyone's votes taken away, and Jeff's like, it's so much more dangerous, and I'm like, no, because then people
don't get me started on votes getting taken away.
Yeah,
it's because they're less likely to want to make a fucking move because there's less votes to play around with to make a move happen. So no, Jeffrey, you were wrong with this, Jeff Probst. Like, are you watching me from your luxury home in Fiji, Jeffrey? You are wrong with. Oh, I almost fell on my laptop.
Can we talk about votes being taken away shortly? Is that all right, Richie?
Yeah, we can quickly talk about that. Yeah, and then
I'll give my stance, and I'm just curious what you all. I'll give my quick stance, and I'm just curious what you all think about it, because obviously that comes into play a little bit with one of the vote outs. I hate that they force people to take their votes away. I think votes in Survivor is literally like your currency in the game. Like it's the way you can make it around. Obviously, if a steal vote comes in play, you lose your vote. Obviously, that's just an advantage. Oh well, in my opinion. I don't mind if they know 100% they have to risk their vote to do something, and if they don't want to do it, they don't have to do it. Yeah, people will argue, okay, if you're going to go on a journey, there's a chance you're going to lose your vote at this point. But I just think if they're in the circumstance, I don't care if it's bad TV. I think they should get the option if they want to risk their vote or not, instead of just forcing them to, because that's just total BS. Because, I mean, obviously it played out with somebody where, they would have went out probably no matter what, it sounds like, and probably would have been taken out of the game for other reasons anyways a couple hours later, which we found out in some exit press. But it affected Q so much too. It's just like, and that's a great character that definitely get brought back, I would think. It's just like, why are we taking away people's currency in this game?
Exactly.
Like, it's already hard enough as it is, and it's hard enough that you make the tribe smaller, which I don't hate, but just mix it up, put 2 tribe seasons, sometimes 2, Jeff.
Exactly.
So.
And the thing too, like, Colby never even casted a vote since 2010 or 2009. Actually, 2009, because I think they filmed it in 2009, but like, he didn't cast one this entire season, because they just force them to lose their votes. Like, I 100% agree with that, with all of that. Like, I think the vote is currency in this game. And if you don't have your vote, it's like, why you kind of, like, there's really not much you can really do. Like, I don't even think you can really even play your shot in the dark if you don't have a vote. So it just kind of like.
So my question, hold that. I'm going to hold that question. Never mind. Okay. I'm going to wait until we get to later and we reveal it.
But is there anything we want to talk about with like loss of votes before we get on to what the challenge is? And like, I'll quickly talk about some other stuff with it.
The only way it works is if you can choose to lose your vote. Like, it's just, it's bullshit. I'll say it right now. It's bullshit just to be like, okay, welcome here. If you don't win, you lose your vote. And that's everything. Granted, there are times where it doesn't matter, but 9 times out of 10, it matters a lot.
Right. I would even say 9.9 times out of 10 it matters if you don't have your vote. Like, you should always have your vote, especially if you want to split the vote or if you want to put a little mark on your vote to say, like, hey, like, to prove my loyalty and to prove I'm voting where I say I'm going to put like a smiley face or like a
in the bottom right corner.
Like,
that was so freaking funny. The fact that he said to every single person that round.
Saying it.
It's so funny.
What?
He's talking about Sam's talking about Matt rounding one out when he's like, look for that smiley face right corner. I'm with you. It's so funny. Underrated moment.
Quick shameless plug. Survivor Wisconsin, Heroes versus Villains 2. Go watch that. I always mention that. We have
Thanks, Richie.
Yeah, no problem.
Damn, you got the merge buff too.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, because I can finally wear it now. Yeah, so go watch it. I've already been voted off, but I do give such funny Ponderosa content this season. I do not hold back on Ponderosa. I am a bitter bitch, so stay tuned for my Ponderosa content, y'all, because you're gonna laugh so hard at it.
I mean, somewhat spoiler, but not really, because I think people would expect it. You're gonna want when the finale comes. You're gonna want to hear Rich has to say as that's all I'll say.
Yes,
you're gonna want to be.
I want to hear what I have to say.
It might even. I never title the finale episode, but I might actually title it based on something he said. I'm not even lying.
Literally,
you will not be laughing though. It's some
not.
heat.
I will say it is one of the most. I think someone said it was like one of the best jury speeches y'all ever heard. Right? I think Christian told me that.
Yeah,
it was
okay. For sure.
I'll talk more about it later.
Yeah,
you know, Richie was really
I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. No, it is one of the most emotionally raw seasons I think we've ever had. So it's
no, I loved it. It meant people cared, you know.
Back to CBS Survivor. I don't want to accidentally spoil something. Right, I'm actually surprisingly a lot better at not spoiling than I thought it would be, which I'm surprised at. But Joey, do you want to actually? Did you talk about loss of votes, Joey, or no?
No. I mean, I also kind of I agree with what you guys say. Like, they should choose to have to play or not. But like, from a production standpoint, I can see like how it'd be annoying if you'd be like, oh, we have all these challenges, you could risk your vote or not. They're like, nah, I don't want to do it. And if everyone doesn't risk their vote, then it's just like, well, there goes all that. So like, I can see like how like production is be like, okay, we need to force this, otherwise people just aren't going to do it. And that kind of like ruins what we had planned. So I can see it. I just wish there would be more of like, oh, hey, going on here, you might lose your vote. Just like give like that heads up. But yeah, that's kind of my take on it.
Yeah, and not to speak too much longer about the topic, but yeah, ultimately votes are an important currency in the game. And yeah, I certainly don't envy anybody who's been in those situations like Q was earlier in the season, to be at a tribal council with no vote and to just be absolutely screwed. And yeah, we'll get to a similar situation later. So
and then it affects the shot in the dark too, which I'm not a huge fan of the shot in the dark. I think it's cool, but it sucks that like you can't play it thanks you don't have a vote that you were forced to lose, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
I just remember you guys just reminded me that Q's not in the season anymore, and now I'm sad because one of my friends, Kay, I met her recently, and she loves Q, and she was so sad when she was so sad. That one's really funny, actually.
Oh, I was so looking forward to this from Tiffany because Tiffany was on that season too.
Like literally,
right.
like she was talking about cancel Christmas. Sorry, that was the point of the joke. I do want to.
I mean, Easter's tomorrow. We can cancel Easter.
Yeah,
come on.
So we get this challenge. It's a classic chimney sweep, but they're divided into 3 groups, and one person from each group wins immunity. One group is Devin, Aubrey, Christian, Joe, and Genevieve. So Genevieve essentially immediately realizes she's fucked. The other, and Christian is about winning immunity in that group. The other group is Suri, Emily, Colby, D, and Coach. And out of that group, I think it's D that wins immunity. The third group is Tiffany, Camilla, Stephanie, Chrissy, and Jonathan, to where Stephanie ends up winning immunity, which is the first individual immunity when she's had since fucking Guatemala, which
she still got it, dude.
In over 20 years, but like good for her.
She really is playing a good under the radar game. I do believe that. And we were talking about that at the episode 5 portion. But yeah, no, it was a good win for her, honestly. I just wanted to throw that in real quick.
But so I'm just gonna talk about a bunch of stuff and then we can talk about it. But there is an Applebee's reward for the winning group for whichever group has a representative last the longest. And I think it ends up being like the Stephanie group, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So the feast hits right. I'm just trying to read what the summary says for on Inside Survivor. Yeah, I don't think there's really much on the feast, but it sounds like they had a really good time and the food looked good. So I mean, there's that.
Yeah, I always liked Applebee's feast. I mean, I miss the old, and I know Steib would love this comment, but I love the old rewards when they used to be at different locations and they would like go off on like a trip with the community and stuff. It was always so neat and cool. It creates some of the better moments of the seasons usually. So that they only go to the sanctuary or whatever. I do like the Applebee's one at least because that's always good, out of all of them.
I agree with that. On Exile Island, here's where we get to Exile Island now. Yeah, because I think they wait till after the challenge for some reason to go into it. But I'm trying to think. I think this is when Ozzy and Rizzo start talking. I think this is when Ozzy learns that Rizzo has an idol, and then I think Rizzo tells Ozzy that Suri has an extra vote or something like that. And Ozzy's like, well, I already knew this, but it's good to hear it from him.
Yeah. He played that well, actually. Like, he knew Suri told him, but he, let him tell him, which was good. That was good gameplay, actually.
It is.
Exactly.
It definitely secures Ozzy. It really secures, both Rizzo and Suri in a really good spot. Because Ozzy, I feel like he thinks he's in control, but it's he's getting information from them, but Ozzy is playing this very well. He gets the information he needs, but clearly Rizzo and Suri, I feel like they have more control.
Why does Ozzy trust Suri so much?
I think it's
they just friends outside the game now and everything. But I still remember when she took his ass out back in the day.
It's an OG status, sort of. Yeah.
I think they also realized.
If I were him, I wouldn't forget that.
I think they also realized coming in, they were coming back for the 5th time. I think they realized they're probably going to be big targets, so they probably wanted to change it up.
That's true. And he needs her.
I'm just going to quickly rapid fire talk about all 3 of the groups before Tribal, and then we can go into depth with each one if we want afterwards. But essentially on the Stephanie group, on Orange, Tiffany, Chrissy's basically a very easy early target. She's trying to borderline emotionally manipulate people to keep her around, which I think was kind of funny. She's
good.
That was really good. And then then she starts to try to push for Camilla. Camilla feels confident she's safe, and she's worried about Jonathan trying to exact revenge and go against her the next vote. And Chrissy talks about how this whole season for up to this point has been a healing process for her. And actually, if she goes home, she wants to go home with joy. But then she's like, I want to be diabolical. And she's basically not going down without a fight. And then that's when she talks to Stephanie to try to get Camilla out. And then Stephanie's on board with this. And so now it comes down to Jonathan. And so it's Tiffany and Camilla going for Chrissy, and then Chrissy and Stephanie going for Camilla, and Jonathan's kind of right in the middle, with Chrissy arguing that Tiffany and Camilla would not be good allies or jurors with them, even though Jonathan's been working on building connections with both sides since very much the beginning of the game. But it's really Jonathan, I think, even kind of recognizes if he cuts old schoolers pissed at him. If he cuts new school's pissed at him. And he kind of has to pick a side at this point between old school and new school. So, he's kind of in a spot where he's damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't. So, is there anything we want to talk about with this Orange group before I go on to the next group?
Jonathan, it's worrisome pissing somebody off, and it's you finally got to go to Tribal, who just lied to you? And didn't give you the information. Yeah, they're worried you're going to give it back to them, to Charlie, because he was pretty close with them, it sounds like. But this is where it's a little bit of a screwy situation given another swap. But this was the only tribe out of the 3 that I felt like it was actually oh, this will be suspenseful, and it actually makes sense. Yes, who ends up going out maybe got screwed a little bit, but your consequences catch up with you from last round. So that's just what happens in the game,
Yeah, this round was the question mark.
I feel like the Orange group was the only one where there was actual suspense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's. Yeah, you go first.
Sorry. But I think I'm surprised that Jonathan didn't walk away from this Tribal either out of the game or with a larger target going into it, because honestly he is the only guy on this 5-person tribe, and it's 4 other women, old and new era, of course. And I'm not saying everybody's got to be divided by sexual orientation or anything, but it just seems kind of obvious at this stage in the game when we have 17 people left. We're about to get rid of 3. So that gives us 14. So now you've got to think, well, if we get rid of Jonathan now before merge, that could potentially save us an individual immunity threat down the road because Jonathan is an absolute beast. So, yeah, no, I was very intrigued by CeeLo's tribal this time.
Right. It was really good with this orange group. Joey, Sam, what do you two think?
I will say that Chrissy confessional was so good. Just her being like, oh yeah, I know. Like, hey, if I'm going out, I just want to go out people like knowing that like I like them. And then instantly like switching to the but I don't think I'm going home tonight was such like that was great editing. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think this is why people wanted Chrissy back for this episode alone. And I don't know if she just wasn't providing it apparently again, like other people have not been from what they're saying to us. But again, I feel like we haven't got much of Chrissy besides more so when they got swapped and coach said like you got to chill about talking or whatever, which is a little rude. Right. But apparently Chrissy came out and said he didn't say it as bad as it sounded and like they were close enough. So yeah. I don't know. I was happy to see her finally like shine a little bit for once.
I love Chrissy. Honestly, the more I think back to Heroes, Healers, and Hustlers, like as a character, I do like Ben. And I've had relatives of mine who work in the military and have worked in the military in the past. Like obviously much respect to people in the armed forces.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Chrissy should have won HVV or HVHVH.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was rigged for him. I've went on record saying this.
What?
It was rigged for him to win. Let's just be honest. Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
I was gonna say like, I feel like if Ben wasn't there, that was like peak like, oh, you gotta play idols to like win the game.
Right.
I don't know if we had
30s.
Red, white collar, blue collar, no collar before that, but we just watched Mike pretty much pull off the exact same thing.
Well, he won immunities.
He did win immunities.
Well, yeah, same thing, similar though.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah, like similar route that they had to win. But like even if Ben lost that fire making challenge, I still think Gavin wins over Chrissy. So,
I think so too.
I don't. Devin.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard. That like initially it was going to be Devin, and then going into final tribal, it was going to be Ryan against any of them. But then apparently Ryan botched final tribal so bad that they were like, let's just vote for Ben at this point.
Yeah. It's funny. Ryan has my last name, and then Devin Pinto.
Oh, that's funny.
That season.
Yeah, iconic.
No, I really I think Chrissy, like, it was really cool to see, like, there's so many people in those 30s that like never had a chance to play because only returning season was like 40 pretty much, right, which was only winners. So I was so excited to see, like, yes, I know people have some problems with the casting for the season, but I feel like pretty much everybody from the 30s they brought back was spot on. Personally, I didn't need to see Aubrey again, and obviously she's kind of been pretty good lately on the season, which has been surprisingly good for me, which was awesome to see. But I think the 30s they pretty much knocked it on the park. Like we wanted to see Christian, we wanted to see Devins, we wanted to see Chrissy, we wanted to see Angelina and Mike. I just think Dom's like the one that I keep thinking that should be on the season.
Yeah, I was about to say I would have replaced Mike with Dom, to be honest.
Yes. Yep,
like I mean, I don't hate Mike White, but I said it before 50.
It's the celebrity poll too.
Right. It's like I think Mike White would have been better on like a second chance season. I feel like it would have made more sense because then it's not he's coming back for the money, it's I'm coming back to redeem myself. And that's kind of the theme of second chance. Even though people are obviously competing for the money, the theme of second chance is always more so like I'm here for redemption. I feel like Mike White would have just been a lot better thematically with second chance, but now he's not eligible to come back. But you know who is? Dominic is.
When do you think they should do the next returnee season? Like 54 or something? Hopefully.
52?
Not 52.
Well, realistically.
Oh, yeah. It has to be the 54 cycle.
I hope before that.
I feel like they're probably...
Just do it every 10.
They're probably going to at this point, but like I think they have to do it like 53, 54 because it's like... People are so pissed that it took so long, and there's so many cuts people are pissed about. It's like, I think it'd be funny if they did it at like 51, and they're like, we have another season, returnees right now, but like, they won't. But like, I think it'd be funny if they did.
I would assume they're making more money and getting more viewership with the returnee season, I would think.
Right.
So
that makes like I've been saying it for a while. I think they need to do a few returning seasons in a row because I think that'd be funny. But oh shit, yeah, sorry, I had to get back to the episode because
we talked about this orange tribe, or I don't remember the color actually, but
so the magenta tribe, pink tribe, pink group goes to the old Callow Beach, and Genevieve kind of essentially realizes like she's fucked. Which is another reason I hate this quiz, because it always ends up with someone who actually is playing decently getting fucked for no reason. Like, Genevieve was never going to go this first round, at least, of a merge if it was all 17 players. She was never really at risk. So it's at least not risk to go first. But Aubrey essentially immediately pulls in Christian and Devin's, tries to push for Genevieve. And Genevieve seemingly, we're seeing where she's talking to Joe, and it seems like she has Joe wrapped up in around her finger pretty quickly. And then at one point, Genevieve tries to go talk to Devins to see if because she knows Aubrey has the idol, so she's trying to see if she can get Joe and Christian to flip on Devins, which not the worst thing. I think she should have went to Devins and Christian and tried to get him to flip on Joe. Especially seeing the early dynamics of like Joe on old Sela. I think it would have worked better because obviously Christian and Devins are not going to go against each other, which I mean, it just kind of, that was my whole thing. Like Genevieve's clearly fucked. She's trying to go for broke, but it's just kind of like, why not just cut Joe? Because especially if you know Devins and Christian are kind of a duo at this point, which maybe they didn't know that on the island, but it's just kind of, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of all.
No, she knew it. She brought it up to them like as a threat thing to Christian. Yeah. Like, people know you guys are two. Like, it'd be smart to maybe get rid of him. Yeah, she was dead in the water. It really sucked. This is where it's like she found two freaking idols and she doesn't get to do anything with it. You know?
Right. Is there anything y'all really want to talk about with this magenta group? Because it kind of feels like nothing really happened. It's just
like mainly just tribal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as clear cut as it gets.
Yeah.
Swap screws happen in the games of Survivor, and ultimately, these things are hard to predict. It's hard to predict what's coming at you in the game of Survivor as a player, and ultimately, even as most of us have been on production for LRGs like Survivor, it is often difficult to predict all the outcomes. And you know, like who could have predicted that those original Sela members of Christian, Emily, and Ozzy could not get any tribal immunity luck whatsoever. And you know, the production team will obviously like play it on the fly and change things accordingly. But yeah, I feel like they did need to swap at this point because that new Vatu was down to 4. So it is what it is. But yeah, ultimately it is bittersweet to see some of these people go out in a way like this.
All right, I'm going to go to the teal group at Old Sela Beach, unless someone else has anything they want to say about the pink group.
No.
Alrighty. So the teal group goes to Old Sela Beach. Essentially, it's kind of seemingly Colby or Coach, and the woman having the power. They're basically going to call the shots for who goes. Colby's injured and without a vote, but Colby's just like chilling out, whereas Coach is just going batshit crazy, trying to have all these conversations, saying stuff to people that is just making them like trying to catch Dean. Like Dee catches him in a lie, and so really it's kind of like a back. They're trying to paint it as if it's a back and forth, but then it kind of gets to the point where Sri flat out says like, "Hey, there's this like giant pregame alliance that people are talking about, like." Colby's like heavily in that giant group right there, whereas Coach really is kind of on the outs. And she's like, Colby's really going to weaken that alliance. And then kind of Dee's going back and forth because I think she really wants Coach, but Suri really wants Colby. I think Emily's kind of just down for whatever. I mean, Emily's kind of just down for whatever. And so it kind of comes down to what Suri or Dee want and who's going to get the final say of what happens. So I do think this was an interesting thing where Suri always finds her way into power. Since her first tribal council in her first season, she always finds her way into power. And everyone likes to shit on Suri on Facebook. Like, Suri's a good player for a reason. So to all the Karens on Facebook, like, Suri's a good player. That's how she gets good. That's why she's the best to never win.
She gets her freaking way, man.
Exactly. She knows how to talk to people.
Yeah.
Her miss. Yes, her miss.
Legitimately, yeah.
Ding. Sorry. Is there anything we want to talk about with this group right here before I just talk about the 3 who were voted out?
No, I mean, Coach got his foot in his mouth. He knew it right away. I like that he realized that he like fucked up kind of with what he was doing wrong there. It's a good learning curve. I mean, that's the only good thing is like, okay, now you got to go to tribal. This. It's always. I always think it's good to go to tribal in the beginning of the game, somewhat a little bit, just because it's good experience for what's going to come and show your allegiance with some people. But yeah, I don't know if the coach like talk was like that intense as it was, or they were just trying to make it look like that to like make it suspenseful. I have no idea.
Yeah.
From some of the exit press that I heard, it didn't seem like it was as an option as they were making it seem, at least. But yeah.
The only other thing I want to say about Sela before the rest of us talk and before we go to the tribals, I do remember, I think Emily was at one point I think Emily was down for whatever, but I think there was one point where she was pushing for Coach to go because Emily started saying that like Colby's about to be like medevac anyway, so that's like 2 for 1. Like, why don't we just do like Coach and then like Colby get medevac? Which would have been heartbreaking for Colby, but it's kind of like, it's a smart move. That's what I would have done. I would have been like, like it gets rid of, like, as heartless as that sounds saying that, I'm like, yeah, that's like a 2 for 1 deal right there. Like,
I mean, yeah, but you gotta understand with that, it's like Survivor is still, it's a game, of course, but it's still very personal when you're out there. And
for sure.
And pulling something like that, especially because you know he's going to get medevaced, for one, it sucks to do. But 2, it looks really bad. It is a very bad look for you that you're playing on that. And honestly, if they went for that, I could see a lot of people who are ending up in jury losing respect for them because of that kind of move.
Especially the old school. The old school.
Well, it depends on, because assuming that all 14 players left, like 3 are getting to the end and the rest are on jury, assuming that, because usually how the last X amount of seasons have been, it's been like the first round of that merge is like you're not on jury, but then after that you are. So I'm not sure if they're going to go with that route or if they're.
I think they're going to do 11 jurors in the final 3. Starting.
Well, yeah, that's what they said. They said.
They did say it.
Yeah,
they did say. They said whoever gets cut here is not going to be in the jury. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I was right. Okay. So basically, assuming that everyone is there, I mean, it could have been really good for jury management if Emily doesn't think Colby's going to vote for her, take out Colby. But if she does think Colby's going to vote for her and he gets medevaced, again, 2 for 1 deal, and he potentially votes for her. I mean, I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
The bigger picture, bad luck.
Yeah.
It's like poison to the jury.
It all depends on how you spin it, though, because honestly, like maybe there is a way to spin Coach into being the big threat that he is and the big overarching Dragon Slayer that he has been for the 3 seasons he's been on. And maybe you are able to convince people, no, I'm not like sadistic like that. I swear to God, I was just trying to get out Coach just to get out Coach because he is Coach. And I don't know if he'd vote for me in the end if I get to the end, such and such. Like, I don't know. Like, that's the question we're all trying to answer when we play these games of Survivor and LRGs. Where is the line? And when people cross it, is it good enough to warrant a victory, or is it foul enough to warrant some harassment, I guess? I don't know.
The line, I think the line is right here. Sorry. I had to make.
How long have you been holding that? Waiting to.
Yeah.
You've waited an hour 53 for that.
I just thought of it now after you said that. So only like 5 seconds.
I'm just messing with you.
Is there anything else we want to talk about with these groups before I just quickly say who gets voted off of each group?
No, I feel like my other thoughts remaining is just with the vote outs personally.
All right, going once. Going twice. Oh, Joey had to take a call. So we'll get his opinion when he comes back from his call. But essentially, the first tribal we see, it's Jonathan gets revenge against Camilla, and Camilla's voted out. Then Genevieve is voted off, which tragic.
Yep.
I'm really kind of pissed about it because Genevieve was someone who I had a feeling she was probably screwed being one of the best New Era players going into the season.
Yep.
She's already out. It still pisses me off, especially with the how. It's like, I mean, I think when Chad did that challenge game I hosted, Challenge Wisconsin, Chad said it best. It's not how you lose, or it's not losing how you lose, and that's like Chad losing that way. And then the let me think. I think Aubrey holds on to her idol.
Yeah, and Christian looked pissed.
Genevieve gives her jacket as a sign of respect, which I think is kind of funny that now Jacket Gate's coming back. It's probably full circle.
I think that was a nice twist. I think that was respectful, but that's just me.
And then the last tribal, basically everyone's kind of crying about everything.
I was.
It's basically a very emotional tribal, and it's very like it was hard to watch because like some old schooler is about to be cut who's been waiting so long to come back, and then it's basically Colby. And he never got to cast a single vote in this game. And it's just kind of sad that like he didn't really get to like I feel like he didn't really get to do a lot. Like an injured foot, he doesn't get to cast a vote. The only thing he really does is that journey thing that kind of screws him over, but like I don't know. It kind of feels like I don't know. It feels like this episode was just not a good episode.
No, I mean, do we want to talk about like each vote individually first, or? Maybe?
Yeah, we can talk about that. I just want to say right now, if people watching want to ask any of us questions, start submitting them now because we're gonna have a very brief question segment after we just talk about our brief thoughts about this episode. So now we can probably talk about our thoughts on this whole kind of. We can talk about like episode 5 and 6 or just episode 6. I mean, I was just gonna say that I think this is kind of the worst case scenario for what could happen in both of these episodes with the boots, like entertaining figures going at both rounds, or like people that were pivotal to the game that needed to be there. The twist in episode 6, I didn't like it. Like it's like shelf it back up, Jeff Probst, keep it. We don't want it. Like it's just, I don't know.
What do you guys I mean, you're gonna in a season like this, there's gonna be many rounds where you're gonna be sad seeing people go. That's just the nature of this season like this. But screwing them totally like that is just really unfortunate. I definitely got emotional during the Colby vote out. I'm not like a huge Colby fan. I mean, I like him a lot, but like obviously I was hoping Coach stay just because I'm a Coach stan, meeting him, commenting on my Instagram post, flex, but it just seeing Suri coaching Colby get so emotional about it, and even seeing like the New Era people like D, who was it, D, and who was the other one on their Emily, kind of get sad about it too. It shows like the respect that I wanted in a season like this to show like the OGs respect of them, like laying the foundation. So just seeing people get screwed over, like the Camilla vote out was good. I think that was like entertaining and at least suspenseful. The Genevieve one too. It's just like she was playing really well. I thought like she's a big threat, but like she found 2 idols, but she can't do anything. It's just It's just dumb.
They should have had 1 idol on each tribe. I mean, I wouldn't want there to be too many idols and advantages in the game, but I do think if they're gonna go all out with idols, have 1 idol in each tribe that's a normal idol and another idol that's the boomerang idol. If they're really gonna want to go through with it, which I mean, 6 idols in the game early on would have been too much, but like at least
if they really wanted to. Or if they really wanted to, they could do 3 different kinds of idols on each separate tribe.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
One normal and one
that's what I thought they were going to do.
Nonsense. 1 boomerang nonsense. Yeah. Ultimately, there were some people from this new era that I never got to see play. And I got to say, Genevieve was one of the ones that I was certainly most impressed by. And yeah, she was able to find 2 advantages regardless. And she was she was playing a fantastic game. Her bad just came down to not getting away from Aubrey somehow and just not being able to gel with her. And then that final Blood Moon tribe swap really did her in. Yeah. Ultimately, if she did win the individual immunity for that tribe, this could have been a whole lot different. Maybe we would have seen Joe instead. But
please, that would have been awesome.
The big thing.
Don't get my hopes up.
I just realized this now with idols because I just made a joke about. I was joking where I was saying like, "Oh, the Jimmy Carson or Jimmy Fallon idol, wherever." I just realized that's probably what it's gonna be with Jimmy Fallon when it comes up soon. I feel like it's probably gonna be some type of another special idol or something. I just realized that. I joked about it, but I feel like I just put it out in the universe and it's gonna happen now.
Yeah. I mean, I would say too, if anybody. I'd watch a lot of Colby's exit interviews. A lot of other additional information got told through that. I know he said, like this is just jokingly, but Coach called him like the day of the episode, and Coach said, "Man, I forgot when we were doing that challenge. I totally forgot you didn't have a vote. I would have tried harder, and I definitely would have beat Dee then, and we could have taken her out." This is like...
Dee was immune.
No, he's saying he would have tried harder to win because he almost beat her there in the challenge. And he was like, if I remembered you didn't have a vote, I would have tried harder to beat her so we could have voted her out.
I mean, at that point, if you know that this is what's happening, like, why are you not giving it your all at challenges? Like,
he's just being sarcastic.
Yeah, he would. I know if I ever got on Survivor, I definitely would try every challenge, give it my all. Because like at the end of the day, you never know when they're going to try to blindside you. So having safety is key.
Right, and I think with like challenges too, the amount of times you should throw it, it's either I gotta go all in with throwing and just never win, or you just gotta win every single thing. Like I think Will Kirby in Big Brother 2 had a strategy where he threw like almost every challenge until it got really close to the end, so no one would see him as a comp threat, and it worked in his favor. Granted, it's Big Brother 2, so the comps.
Yeah, Big Brother's a lot different.
Yeah, but I do think it's kind of something that popped in my mind because there is a strategy to throwing challenges, but it's only if there's an actual reason for it, and it's not like Pearl Islands where you're just throwing it to throw it and get rid of someone. Like, it's like the art of throwing.
I know
like throwing works in like Big Brother a lot because in Big Brother there's a lot less like, well, maybe there's like one or two people you want to win, and then you're like, okay, I can throw it. I think throwing in Survivor is always bad.
Yeah. Oh, that's true, yeah.
I know with throwing, but just on the topic of throwing challenges, Colby in one of his eggs interviews said that they actually talked about Q, of course, talked about early on that they were talking about throwing a challenge to get Aubrey out, actually, which was kind of interesting to hear that. So that would have been interesting. Might have changed a lot of things up. And then Colby and Q would have got their votes back. And who knows what would have happened. You know, because they would have went to tribal then.
Oh, but wait a minute. So there would have been, because this, assuming this is after Kyle gets medevac, they're down to, this is like the old value, right?
Yep.
They're down to 7. Kyle's medevac. Q and Colby don't have their votes. So then it's Rizzo, Steph, Angelina, Aubrey, and Genevieve.
So it would have came down to Rizzo probably.
Well, yeah, because then Aubrey probably, assuming this is when she has the idol, because I think she got that episode too, right?
Yeah, I mean they didn't know she had idol. He was just saying they thought about doing that to get her out, like just in general. Like obviously I don't know if that was before they kind of had a suspicion that she might have one, but I just thought it was interesting, like because you guys were talking about throwing a challenge that I was like, oh, maybe that would have changed some things up, at least for them two. They might still be in the freaking game. I don't know.
It feels like, honestly, that's a really good what if right there, actually.
There you go.
Yeah, future content.
Right, it was on. It was on Tyson's podcast. If you want to hear more about it, Richie.
Okay, I'll definitely try to look into it later.
I got to check out his podcast. I was checking out Rob Sesterdino's exit interview with Colby. It's about 15 minutes long. I totally recommend y'all watch it if you haven't.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like an hour and a half for those exit.
Well, I think they're all typically 15. But
yeah. I think because they do so many, they have to do like a certain amount of time. But no, Tyson's a really underrated one, if anyone's looking for one.
I love Tyson.
Oh, yeah. House of Villains, baby.
Fuck, yes, House of Villains.
I've been watching it now, Rich. I caught up.
Yeah, see, I'm not caught up. I had to
join me as well.
I never watched the past seasons, actually, till this one. I just like Tyson a lot. So
Seasons 1 and 2 are really good of House of Villains. I loved Season 1. Season 2, I really liked it, but like that final vote was so crazy and hectic. It's just, I'm back and forth with it. Like, I definitely recommend watching Seasons 1 and 2 because it's just so funny. Like, it's just so funny. Yeah, I do have to catch up with this week's episode of House of Villains. Maybe I'll try to do that today. But Yeah, Survivor 50. Who do we think is at risk of going next? Because I feel like it's so hard to kind of predict that right now because we don't really see a lot of the merge dynamics because we can't just have a normal merge vote.
Like, we haven't had the merge yet, truth be told. We really haven't.
Yeah, it kind of feels like... Sorry, you guys go first.
Are we allowed to talk about like the sneak peek a little bit at all? Because I feel like that's
we can talk about that, yeah.
I know there might have been other things. The only thing I really remember of it, because it was a couple days ago now, is that D was really pissed at Jonathan for taking Camilla out. And it's like, D, you just totally left him out of the vote, and like,
right?
It's like, what do you expect to happen there?
Right, you know? Exactly.
So them two might be at odds a little bit going in the merge. That's the only thing I really know of. Other than that, it's like we've had like 4 old school people go out and 6 new era. So like it's still pretty even at least, which is entertaining. It's better than 40 where it was just all old school, which just freaking hurt my heart so much. But
that did, yeah. I still remember. Yeah. I still like. I can never put Winners at War as like my top 5 because I got so mad that all like it was like the worst boot order that could have happened, and then it was
Thank God Tony won though.
Oh my gosh, right? Like honestly, like anyone who made the final like 4, I think I would have been like at the time I wouldn't have been fine with any of the final 4 winning. But like I just remember coming into the merge and like all the players I wanted to see were like mostly gone or are about to go out the door, and it was kind of like the most recent winners controlling everything. I'm kind of like, well, this sucks.
If I could take back anything from Survivor 40 Winners at War, it would probably be the global pandemic that prevented the live reunion. Because like seeing Tony win that historic second season on Zoom at home, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
Sorry, back to Survivor 50. Is there anything we want to quickly talk about before we get into the one question we got?
I don't know. Most part, I'm loving the season. Obviously, this round was kind of unfortunate, but I've been pretty happy. It's been entertaining. I do wish, like some of the girls have been saying, that the women have been underedited, which I hope they pick that up at least.
Right.
But I hope the reasoning they are doing that is just because apparently maybe some of them aren't bringing it enough, or maybe it doesn't affect into the story. But I hope that picks up a bit because I feel like we could hear a lot more from some of these players, like Chrissy, for example. Like, I know she's giving good content. There's no way she's not.
Exactly. Like, and it's one of the reasons I've always been a proponent of saying like everyone should get at least one confessional every episode. Like, doesn't matter if it's like big or small. Doesn't even have to be anything like massive, but at least give something. Because like we've gone like almost the entire season, and Tiffany's gotten like what, like maybe like 3 confessionals, maybe 4.
No,
like
Tiffany?
It's bad. Like,
did you see how many she got this latest episode? It was like 5.
Was it really 5? Oh wow, that's a lot.
She got 5.
I still don't see why we had to get like 19 from Ozzy in the first episode, and then like we get like people who are like barely getting anything. Like Ozzy was out up to almost like 30 confessionals the first 2 episodes, and then we get people who get like maybe 1 across the first 3. It's like
I'd follow Survivor Fact Checker on Instagram. Yeah, they do a good job of that. It says Tiffany at 6. She only has 8 total for the season, and I'll be honest. When they started showing her like a ton, I'm like, oh, she might be going out here. That's like my first thought, which I hate that because we just haven't heard anything from her. I'm like, oh, now they're showing her all of a sudden. Is she going out?
Like, here's my thing with Tiffany. I like Tiffany, but it's just this season. I don't think it should have been.
She doesn't belong there. It's just simple as that, in my opinion.
And I feel like they could have been a spot gone someone like a Natalie Bolton or Amanda Kimmel or like literally like.
Or Carolyn.
Yeah, exactly. Especially Carolyn.
Abby Maria Gomez.
Because Jeff Probst is being a bitter bitch that she did traitors. Like, oh my gosh, it's just so annoying. Like, he should have brought back Carolyn. Like, no shade to Tiffany. Like, I like Tiffany.
She should have got brought back for a different theme. That's just what it is. Not 50.
Favorites. I could see a good excuse.
Yeah, or All-Stars or something.
All-Stars, yes. Yeah. Near All-Stars. Second chances too. Hell, even Heroes versus Villains too. Do you want to put Q on the villains? And even though Probst claims,
too.
Yeah, like, exactly, yeah. Like, I think Probst claimed in an interview or like a funny clip I saw, I had to find it, but he claimed that like if Q was on HVV2 for CBS, like he probably would put Q as a hero, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, like he said that, and I'm like, okay, no. My picks weren't like that bad.
It's like me putting in Jimmy on Heroes.
We're not.
I agree with that.
We've already gone 2 hours. No. We will go 2 more. I will defend Jimmy.
he and Bad.
I did that. I put them on there Sorry, going off
I
tangent.
knew it was going to be
I put him and Ben on there because they're so likable, and plus, I'm not going to put them all with Nolan on villains.
I called them.
I was trying to even it out.
They kept coming up to me for like 2 months before the game. Every time they came up to me, they'd be like, I think I'm on the villains. And I'm like, you guys are not on the villains. They're clearly going
to Ben was never going to be. Jimmy, like, I thought about it, but still, I was like,
yeah,
I know he plays villainous, but everybody likes him so much. That's where I determined it more.
Jim, here's the thing. I'll clarify. Jimmy wants to play villainous, but he can't.
Thank you.
Sorry,
he's villainous in his confessionals. That doesn't mean
my glaze.
Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I got into that too. But yeah, they kept talking to me and saying they were going to be on the villains, and I'm like, you guys are not going to be on the villains. And like every other day, they text me about it, trying to like plan stuff with me, and they're like, I'm going to be on the villains anyways. I'm like, no, you're not. You're going to be on the fucking heroes. I'm calling it now. And like, it was so funny. I was getting so annoyed because I was like, if you're on the villains, like, call me Francesca, because I will eat this rock if you're on the villains.
God, where was Philip Shepard on 50? Come on.
Right, yeah, like he actually was in the running at one point. Philip Shepard.
Only I can claim Francesca. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sorry. Let's get to the question that we got because it was from who's AJ Saint? No, I know.
It must be an abbreviation of some kind.
All right, AJ, what you want?
Yeah. So, could Colby still leverage a shot in the dark and die, and theoretically give someone 2 shots in the dark? I actually do have something with this. I heard from that actually helps answer this question because Camilla said it wasn't shown, but she and Stephanie swapped shots in the dark. So really? That's why I heard in an interview Camilla did. Wow. It was like I think it was the same one that Ozzy and Rizzo did talk about Exile Island, but I think it was that same place. Camilla did like a little interview there saying that she and Stephanie swapped shots in the dark, and that I think. Like Stephanie can't use Camilla's now because Camilla's out. So I don't know if she just essentially went out with Stephanie's, or
why didn't they show that?
I don't know. I wonder if it just doesn't come up because I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess
it feels weird that they wouldn't show it because that's kind of important, even if it doesn't affect anything.
Just mention it for a minute,
right? Like mention it's like 30 seconds to a minute at most. Just like mention it. Like, do we have to spend like all that time with like? I don't know.
That was like Omar in what season 42?
Yeah.
When he had like the what do you have safety without power or something? And they like just
it was the Island nullifier, and then
I know it didn't come up, but like you got to show what people have.
Right, they hit it inside of a fish, and Jonathan was the one who gutted out the fish, and apparently it was mixed up with the fish guts, and they threw it in the ocean, and it just was never found because it just drifted in the ocean.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's hilarious. That's cool. They put that in there though. I like that actually.
Right. Colby leveraged shot in the dark. I don't know.
I don't think so.
He could have.
I don't think you can.
I think
obviously you can't spend the shot in the dark without the die. However, could you still give the die to somebody else? That's my question.
I don't think so. I don't think you'd be able to. It brings me to an interesting idea though, that if he really wanted to stay the game, he could have went up to someone and be like, "Hey, like I know it's likely me. If you really want to keep me around, like I could give you my shot in the dark." And
like what Christian did with Ozzy.
Yeah, or like something like that. Like
exactly.
He's a sign of trust. Like I feel like it could be something like that he could have done. Which I get that's kind of Colby's shtick. He doesn't want to go too hard. And to be fair, that probably was his best route to not go too hard.
I think he accepted he was going out with his foot. Yeah. So I think it's just
kind of like it kind of feels
honestly,
like,
yeah.
It kind of feels like heroes versus villains and what could have happened if he did go out pre-merge. Is what it kind of feels like. They'd go for him instead of James.
I texted Richie after I finished watching the episode back because I work second shift now and I watched the episodes later. But I was texting Richie and I said, man, it was hard watching Colby go out like Old Yeller because that's essentially how it was. It was an unfortunate injury that ended up getting aggravated again later on. And it turned into that thing where it's like, well, he kind of did just accept his fate. But ultimately, I think this is admittedly a bittersweet, but yet still a sweet ending for the Colbster, considering he is in his 50s now. He has spent like half of his life since playing the first season of Survivor they played, which was the second one overall. And he's really come into this with a more open mind and a more clearer mind of being able to reflect on what the game has given him and all the relationships it's given him. So yes, I much like some of y'all, I imagine I was tearing up at Colby's exit, and yes, he will certainly be missed. Yeah.
I know for Colby, he's old now. I mean, I don't know if he's
looks good.
I don't know if he's 40 or 88 old, but like he's old.
He's 50.
He still looks great. Yeah, he can still go. And yeah, it was just an unfortunate thing with the foot.
It was.
Honestly, could have happened to anybody.
Dude, I lost when Jeff like won last time. Donaldson. I'm like, come on. It was just emotional. I mean, like
it was.
I mean, he like I was so shocked they got him back. I was like, that's freaking sick. You know, just I'm like, is he gonna win? Most likely not. But it was just like it was cool to see him. And even though like he didn't have fun in Heroes vs. Villains, I still think when he was grumpy the whole season, it was so funny. Just to me, I just thought it was funny. Like when he had his brother on, he was getting pissed at him in the room.
Damn it, Reef!
Yeah, damn it, Reef! Come on, it's so good.
No, literally.
And in that like hotel thing with Amanda and Danny.
The manor. I don't know. So I'm trying to watch Treasure Island here.
That was so good.
I quoted that I think in one of our past videos, and Alex just did not get that. I don't know if he got that or if he just ignored me.
He wasn't like super entertaining in 50, but it was just the fact like seeing him talk to Rizzo, and first he's like, dude, Rizzo's so annoying. He said that, and then he liked him. And then two, just like even though it like honestly cost his game a bit, seeing freaking Colby on a journey was just hilarious. I'm like, he's like just like so out of place.
Honestly,
it's like when you're customizable characters in a cutscene in a video game, like Lego Star Wars or something, and like customizable is just there.
And that's why I still like 50 as a whole, because honestly, like they're not going to get everything right, and they certainly have pissed some people off with some certain decisions and certain twists. But ultimately, to be able to see Colby come back, one of the older tenured players, and to be able to have these new interactions with new people that we could have never possibly like conceived, it was very fun. Yeah.
Joey, Sam, is there anything you want to say to this question before we just close it off here?
I mean, yeah, Charlie Dark's non-transferable from what I understand, so.
Yeah.
Like,
I think they said, like, it's your one chance, so, like, I don't think they can use it again. So I think Kobe was still dead and was still screwed by this swap.
Is there any people you guys think should get brought back who's gotten out so far?
Like
I have like I think I can see Kyle coming back.
Yeah,
he was playing so well, and they just got that injury to where I feel like he's due to come back.
I think the people they most likely try and bring back are Q, Charlie, and Genevieve. Although Genevieve said she doesn't want to come back.
Yeah,
she said that last time though. I feel it was cool. She actually came to a watch party in Milwaukee with a bunch of them with Q and stuff. At the 48 premiere, and she then was saying like, I don't know if I would do 50 if I got asked, and it's like, well, you did, so
yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, anything can change.
I hope she comes back for sure.
Emily said the same thing after 45. She was never going to come back, and now she's on 50. I would really think, for sure, I think Charlie, Q, and Kyle are going to come, especially Kyle, because he didn't even get to fucking play.
He got screwed.
Yeah.
I think Savannah, there's a likely chance she comes back at least once more, especially because they called her literally the day she was coming back from 49. They called her up and said, like, hey, you want to come back for 50? And there was like 9 days she had before going back out there. So it's like, I think there's a large chance she's going to come back out at one point because they clearly really love her. I try to think. I feel like
you think Camilla will or no?
I think
no.
I think they'll eventually call her back. Like if it's like HVV2, maybe they'll call her.
I don't think she says yes though. Because
she's pissed about that.
Well, she's also probably annoyed about like how her first season was like one of the worst they've ever had in 48, and then it was like she gets to 50, and then she kind of just has a whole thing. But like, damn.
I think Mike's done. I think Angelina's done.
Yeah.
Colby, unfortunately, I think is done.
I'd love to see Angelina back one more time, but like I won't be surprised if she's done.
I would love for them to bring back.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'll go quick. I would love for them to bring back Colby, similar to how they brought back Cochran, honestly, in like a non-player role. I think that could be a fun twist that they could do.
Yeah. He hosted stuff too. He has like other reality stuff.
Right. Honestly, it's like as bad as Island of the Idols too, but as a twist, as a mechanic twist, like where they have Rob and Sandra, but just like have two different players, and just like balance out some of it better, and don't have people just randomly getting screwed like Jamal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Savannah should come back personally too. I know she's won, but it's just like it was so I would be so pissed if I were her and Rizzo, like how it got leaked there on, and like everybody knew the whole season, like they were gonna make it far. It like totally affected the season for me personally, because I'm like, well, they're obviously not gonna get out here, and I like them both a lot, and I'm actually glad they were on. To be honest, at first I'm like, why are we putting 2 people from 49 on? But they're definitely not in like the bottom 3 or 4 of the new era that are on that I didn't want on. Rizzo's obviously been great, and Savannah, she literally had like no chance. Just like Genevieve didn't really have a chance a lot in this game.
Hey Ozzy, do you still talk to Amanda? It's like I still laugh at that meme on Twitter of like Rizzo and Ozzy, just like the picture of them just like looking at each other like.
Yeah, I feel like time just has to go on for a lot of these to come back, and I think somebody like Q, they're gonna try to get back pretty quick. I would think the next returning season he will be asked for, and probably Genevieve too if she wants to, is my guess.
I feel like if they do HVV2 for CBS Survivor, I feel like they're gonna bring back Savannah. Like if they ever do it, they would 100% bring back Savannah as like a female villain, because it's like she literally has like the perfect edit. She was portrayed as a villain, and she was upset about
the hot Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
All right, so
need Venus on that villain tribe, right, Richie?
Yes, Venus. Where was Venus? Like,
I want to see.
I don't think she should have been
49 back.
No, she's. I think she does. I think they should save her for a future season, but like definitely 50 wasn't her chance to come back.
Venus,
that's the thing. A lot of these new era people like that could have been on. I think that's fine. They saved them. I just think. I don't think Tiffany should have been on for sure. You know, but
I mean,
she's playing well enough, but we're not seeing her, so it's like I don't know if is she
for
think there's going to be any more crazy twists in this season?
For Tiffany, he was talking about Tiffany.
Oh, yeah,
Tiffany. Sorry, yeah.
No, you're good. Yeah, I misheard. I do know because after the Zach Brown episode last week, people were and everyone knows Mr. Beast is coming on in the future. They've spoiled that over and over, like thousands of times. This is something
that was in the trailer.
What?
Yeah,
it was in the trailer.
He said it in the intro.
Oh yeah. I thought someone said they didn't hear about it, and I'm like, oh shit.
No, I just said I forgot about it.
I forgot about Jimmy Donaldson for a second.
Literally, what happened though is that I heard that apparently, and this is something I've heard. This has been like common news that they've leaked out everywhere. That apparently they're re-editing the Mr. Beast episode after the backlash from the Zach Brown episode. Like people were pissed, and they rarely do that. I think the only other time they did this was when they re-edited 42 right before they aired it, because so many people were pissed about how 41 was edited.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, like rightfully so. So like I'm actually like shocked that this is the one, like maybe the season will be in the hands of the fans and the editing room now that we're finally getting to say now.
In the hands of the fans after
the fans.
I'm probably in the minority that I like the Zach Brown reward, but it was just spent way too much time, and he shouldn't have had so much confessionals. Like the reward as a whole was cool, but like everything else, it didn't need to be 20 minutes long.
The reward is great. They just spent way too much time on it.
Again, I understand as a celebrity, if you want to give him 10 minutes, sure. But if he's getting more confessionals than half the players,
he should have said one thing in the beginning, and that's it.
I heard they staged the spearfishing thing. Sorry, Joey, I'll give it to you. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
They should have the players doing that too. That would have been cool.
I was gonna say, if you are gonna get a celebrity to come on your show to maybe help that they can somewhat promote it, you're gonna want to spend some time with them. He probably got paid to come on there, so you want to get your money's worth.
That's true.
That it makes sense why it was long. As someone who enjoys Zach Brown's music, I didn't mind it, but I do think that they spent a little bit too much time with it. That spearfishing scene could have been half the time, and it would have been fine.
Didn't your parents say that it wasn't enough Zach Brown though?
Yeah, they jokingly said. I don't know if it was jokingly enough. They said there wasn't enough.
That's the thing. There's a lot of people that like that.
4 songs that they wish they would have heard.
Get him and Neil Patrick Harris on Celebrity Survivor US, and Billie Eilish and Taylor Swift.
I don't know. I feel like the Zach Brown situation was like a dogpile situation. And yeah, ultimately, that's not the music for everybody. And I know a handful of Zach Brown band songs, and they're decent enough. And I was talking to all the other friends when we were at Pop watching episode 4 live.
Milwaukee.
I was like, look, they could have brought out somebody worse. They could have brought out Kanye, and he could have sang some songs extremely more controversial or terrible. So, you just got to think about how worse CBS could have made this than they already have with their like stupid little boomerang twist.
Can I just ask this?
So funny if Kanye was on.
Can I just ask this? When are they going to get Queen Ariana Grande out there?
If she's a fan of the show, maybe. That's the thing. I don't. She did say once in her life she talked about it. I saw on something. Just because
I feel like her brother would play these games.
Yeah, Frankie would maybe because he played.
Frankie, because he played Big Brother. Right? Yeah. How do I always forget Frankie Grande exists? Like, how do I always forget that?
I always remember when he's like, when he like brought it up to them that like that's his sister. They're like, what the hell? That's crazy.
Okay.
That Big Brother season was wild. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It was it was the most like, Big Alliance controls the game, just takes out people season, but it was so entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Is there anything about Survivor 50 we want to say before we start closing it out?
Oh, I'm liking the season so far. Like, it's keeping me enthralled this entire time. I think the triple boots, once I saw, like, who was on each tribe, I was like, oh, yeah, these people are screwed. So, like, it wasn't, like, very, like, exciting. But, I'm excited for this merge. I think them having 11 people on the jury is such a smart decision. Because you get to keep 14 out of the 24 people throughout the entire season. So, like, it makes sense. And, I don't know. Like, I can't even like tell you who I think is going to win this season because I feel like there's a decent amount of people who could win this season. Like,
which is great.
I think my main like who's on high alert for me right now is Rizzo. I think he's playing a phenomenal game, especially coming off of they don't know who he is, but I'm just excited for next episode. I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like with the. Sorry, I was just going to say, with the content we've gotten from them this season, I feel like the winner is going to be one of Suri, Rizzo, and Ozzy. I feel like one of those three is going to be the winner.
What about Christian?
That we're getting from them. It could be Christian, but I really don't know because it's like, I don't know. I do think Christian definitely could win. Christian or Devin very much could win, but it's also like, I do question, like Christian got so much screen time last time. So that would initially make me think he's going to win, but then of course he gets sniped right before the finale. So I don't know.
That's probably what will happen.
Christian. Yeah, I probably will actually. If I'm getting sniped right before finale again, I'm gonna be so mad if that happens. Are him and Ozzy getting so much screen time mainly because they keep going to tribal though? Is that they have like double the amount? Yeah. They both have like double the amount of confessionals compared to like the third place person. I swear. I think they have both like 40 something.
The answer is yes, but also like there's also other aspects to it because they are controlling these votes and they are finding all of these advantages. So honestly, it's looking really good for those three people at this stage in the game to have all those advantages. And now that Genevieve's gone, there's no other strings attached to those two idols that they have. So.
Oh yeah! Wow, you're right.
Yeah, so
that's very interesting.
Bears now.
I didn't even think of that.
Season's heating up.
Yeah.
I mean, do we have like? I don't want to keep making it longer, but is there anybody you want to have win at this point? I don't know.
Suri. Alex is gonna hate me for saying that, but Suri.
Well, so I guess I'm open to the idea of being surprised with like somebody that I totally would not expect winning. But I guess like of the 14 people winning, maybe there is somebody in there or two where I'm like, maybe they shouldn't win. But honestly, there is quite a few people in this merge now that I could see going all the way, and they're in good positions now, and they have good cases. They just got to keep building that momentum. They're halfway through 26 days. They just got to keep it rolling.
Will they have like 12 days of gameplay? Because day 26 is a finale. It's likely just going to be 3 people at the end. Like, I'm assuming they're not going to do a surprise final 2, especially because then it'd be 12 jurors. Which I don't think they would do an even number with that and risk a tie.
I wonder how the final 4 will be since we got to vote on that.
I hope it's not fire making.
Just to mix it up.
Yeah, just to mix it up. They should with the votes too, because they briefly talked about this episode too, where they're like, "Oh, hey, most of the fans say blah 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 blah, and I predicted it early on. That I predicted it like when they started the voting in like 48 when it was airing, that they were just gonna lie about the votes, throw in what they want, and claim it's what the fans voted and make up the numbers. I predicted they were gonna do this, or like fuck up some of the numbers. I kind of predicted that's what was gonna happen because I don't think with how many fans have been complaining on social media, I don't think the fans all voted the way that they claim their vote. Like, I think there's some voter fraud here in Survivor.
Just as a fun little joke to somewhat put a bow on this. Like I don't know. It's just it's a funny little twist that they got going on here with this game, and like it's hard to like think about all the different things that could have went differently. But you know, at the end of the day, this is the game of Survivor. People are going to get swap screwed, and the game continues. So. We've gone 2 hours and 30 minutes already. What else is there left to say?
I was about to ask if there's anything we really want to say before I close it out.
I'm excited to see who wins.
Let's see what happens.
I have no idea who's going to win, so it should be good.
Oh, yeah.
Sam, any last thing you want to say?
I'm excited. Let's see what happens. That's it.
if the fans would have voted on Final Four, they I don't know. Like Final Four is fine. Like the fire making is fine, but maybe we should switch it up. Do something different. Like, I don't know. 1v1 10 flip cups. That could be fun.
I'm gonna hit you with this stuff. I swear to God.
Lay it on me.
Anyways, I'm just gonna close it off here then. Thank you everyone for watching today. It's our longest breakdown we've had. Not every breakdown is going to be like this, but like, there's a lot of content to talk about with these last 2 episodes. But again, I want to thank everyone for coming here and my amazing co-hosts today for jumping in to do this with me. Hopefully we'll all be back at the next one, which at the moment we will be doing either after episode 7 or after episode 8. I'll let you all know. Go follow at Survivor What If on Instagram and keep in touch with that, and you'll be able to find out then and there when the next video is going to be. Again, I've been your host today, Richie, Rich Dog. I pass it off to my co-host now.
Awesome. Thank you, Richie. Thank you, Sam, Joey, Devin, for joining us all. This has been fun talking about Survivor with y'all. And yeah, looking forward to the next one. We'll catch you on the next live stream, or maybe we'll catch you on Idle Identifiers.
Shameless plug. I was about to give it a minute, actually, but yes.
Thanks for letting me on. It was fun to talk about it.
Of course. And again, shameless plugs right now before I pass off to the last 3 to send themselves off. Idle Identifiers, Survivor Wisconsin, go watch that. Apply for future seasons. Midwestern Survivors, fun game. Also, definitely looking forward to that. Hopefully, they'll eventually air my season before Midwest Mayhem. Zoom Traders, I might be on Second Chance, I might not. I found out today. Thank you to everyone who did vote for me. What's the other one?
The Challenge?
Oh, Challenge Wisconsin. Yeah, that's the other one. Yeah, season 2 is airing soon. I forgot what else I'm saying. Follow Survivor What If on Instagram. I'll pass off to the other 3 to send themselves off.
All right. I mean, this has been fun. I've been Sam. I'll see y'all next time. Not much else.
This has been Joey. It's been fun. A quick shout out to Survivor Ottawa for the first Survivor when I Google Survivor LRG into YouTube. Shout out them. Haven't seen it before, but like, hey.
We're all about expanding the community. You know, we're going to go international.
International one you guys should check out is Survivor Canberra. It's called. It's in Australia. It's really good, actually. It's the LRG. I get ideas from there every once in a while. Just a hint.
We'll talk about that in a minute. All right. Thank you everyone for watching today, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye, everyone.
See everybody. Thanks.
Bye.